Hello, Eleven Universe, it's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K22 Universe Mode. Welcome to the Elimination Chamber. We are kicking off with the first of 3 matches that take place inside the 6th wall, inside the 2 miles of steel, as Chad Gable, the Olympian, making his way to the ring. This first matchup, this Elimination Chamber match, is a #1 contenders match, because the winner of this matchup faces either Seth Rollins or John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship. That match between the winner of this chamber and the World Heavyweight Champion either takes place at WrestleMania, or if the Royal Rumble winner AJ Styles makes his decision tonight to go for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania, the winner of this match will challenge Rollins or Cena this Friday on Smackdown. Gable making his way to the ring. He has gotten a lucky draw tonight for a pod. Inside the chamber is the former Cruiserweight champ, but now a heavy favorite to win this whole thing, Kevin Owens, out next. Owens is just a world title away from being only the 2nd Grand Slam champion in LS11 Universe history. The prize fighter makes his way to the ring. He loves championships, his family, and pandas, and I can't blame him on any of those things. All 3 of those things are pretty great. Kevin Owens, former United States and Intercontinental Champion, as well as a Raw Tag Team Champion. He's been on a career resurgence this season. We've seen a whole new side of Kevin Owens, a much nicer side of Kevin Owens, but a man who nonetheless is willing to put in the work and fight everyone. So Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring. The prize fighter is here. Owens looks over at Gable, the only other man in so far. Still 4 other names to enter tonight. We're 1 step closer to finding out who didn't get pod numbers, who will be starting us off. Well, the Rated R Superstar, the Ultimate Opportunist, seems to have drawn a pod. Edge is synonymous with the Elimination Chamber for many reasons. Many years ago, I believe it was No Way Out, 2008, maybe 2009. He turned water into wine, walking in as WWE Champion, walking out of the show as World Heavyweight Champion. The Rated R Superstar makes his way to the ring. It was 2009. Can confirm that now. Edge making his way down to the ring, looking to get 1 step closer to reclaiming that championship he had to give up in 2011. As I mentioned, a very lucky spot for Edge tonight to step into the pod. He stood tall on Smackdown just 24 hours ago, spearing Kevin Owens and leaving him laying. So the Rated R Superstar makes his way to the ring. A longtime favorite of the LS11 Universe. The all-time favorite of my wonderful co-host Ray Wood. You'll be seeing him in 7 days at Impact Slammiversary, and he'll be going solo in 2 weeks' time at New Japan's Sakura Genesis. So Edge now steps into a pod. And the final man to step into a pod tonight is the Intercontinental Champion, Austin Theory. You gotta think that's per design of the general manager Triple H for Theory on this one. Austin Theory making his way to the ring. He believes that he's a surefire win for this chamber match. He believes he's going to be the first person to be the Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion at the same time in LS11 Universe. Austin Theory now stepping into the ring. Throws the Intercontinental title over his shoulder and looks around at everyone to let them know they're not going to have this. Handing the title over now is Theory. That title not on the line tonight. This is only the 2nd time in Universe history where the Intercontinental Champ has stepped into the Elimination Chamber for the #1 Contenders matchup. 2 years ago at Elimination Chamber Season 1, then Intercontinental Champion Tommaso Ciampa would step inside the pod. But now, the Prince, Finn Balor, has drawn the one of the unlucky slots in which he will have to start this match, and he will have to go the distance. The leader of Fight Factory making his way to the ring. Finn Balor approaches the ring tonight. This is a big matchup for him. Looks to make it back somewhere he was 2 years ago, a WrestleMania World title match. Fight Factory could have a very big night ahead of them. Of course, they've got the Smackdown Women's Championship in their hands already. Nikki Cross defends that Smackdown Women's title later tonight against the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, in a no-holds-barred Falls Count Anywhere match. Finn Balor making his way down to the ring. Balor last year also stepped foot inside the Elimination Chamber, challenging for the WWE Championship against then-champion, the glorious Robert Roode, who we'll be seeing later tonight in the main event. So Finn Balor makes his way to the ring. Former Intercontinental and WWE Champion, former Royal Rumble winner, one of the more decorated stars in the LS11 universe, looks around. He's had fierce competition with just about every man in this matchup before. Of course, he lost the Intercontinental title to Kevin Owens. He's had some scuffles with Edge in the past. Battled Austin Theory over the IC title back at Cyber Sunday, and, well, I believe he and Chad Gable had their paths cross a couple times as well here on SmackDown. But that leaves one man left inside the chamber tonight. As Finn Balor looks around at the competition and sees what he's got to go through. Balor looks around, preps himself. Here comes the Breaker. The Breaker, Braun Steiner, on his way to the ring now. Son of the legendary Rick Steiner, nephew of the legendary Scott Steiner, Braun Steiner marches down to the ring, a fan favorite in the LS11 universe for sure. Braun Steiner has some great wins to his name over these last few months since coming to LS11 universe. Wins over the likes of Randy Orton in the past. Of course, some fierce competition against guys like the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins and the number one contender John Cena. The Breaker steps into the ring now. Braun Steiner looks around. He's a legend in Edge. Future Hall of Famers like Kevin Owens. And a man that he laid out just a few nights ago in the Intercontinental Champion Austin Theory. Steiner's got a long way to go against the Prince Finn Balor. Our first matchup of the night is about to get underway here at the Elimination Chamber. All 6 competitors have made their way to the ring. Without any further ado, here we go. Balor and Steiner started off. Balor kicks out the knee. Steiner grabs onto him. It's a real generational clash. Old versus new when it comes to the blood. When it comes to the men that were once known as the future of their generations. Balor with a sling blade into an elbow drop. Balor takes Steiner down now, and Finn Balor back to his feet. There's a chop. Knocking back Braun Steiner. Now Steiner staggers Braun Steiner. Grabs Finn Balor. Pulls him in. Steiner with Balor up on his shoulders. Braun Steiner drills him from a fireman's carry into the turnbuckle. There's a kick now from Steiner. Balor kicks him in the ribs. Finn Balor grabs Steiner, rolls him through. Cover. No rope breaks inside the chamber. Steiner kicks out. As now Balor pacing with a kick. We're a few seconds away from the third man joining this mix-up. Steiner with a punch to the back of Balor's skull. Who's it going to be? Look at the draw. You got a 25% chance of it being you, and it's going to be Edge. The ultimate opportunist is in next. Edge waiting for his opportunity. Walking around the outside. Now he's going to get him because he has to. Steiner kicks him in the ribs, and Braun Steiner. There's a chop to Edge. Steiner knocks him back. Balor with a clothesline to the back of Steiner. Balor turns his attention to Edge. Steiner with Edge. Bulldog. Balor with a drop kick to the back of Braun Steiner. Balor with a kick down. Balor chops him. Spinning wheel kick. Balor gets caught with a jab. Now Steiner grabs Edge. Braun Steiner with Edge. Pops him up. Steiner hanging him up. Look at the strength here of Braun. Steiner suplexes him. We're moments away from the fourth man joining us. Who's it gonna be? You got a 33 and a third% chance. It's going to be the Intercontinental Champ. Austin Theory is in. Balor turns his attention right towards Theory, punching him now repeatedly. Edge trying to cover Braun Steiner here. 1, 2. Steiner kicks out. Theory now grabs Balor up on his shoulders, throws him into the ropes with a stun gun. Edge getting Braun up to his feet now, and Edge with Braun Steiner. Scoops him up on his shoulders. Theory turns Balor over into a cover as Edge. Stun gun to Steiner. Balor kicks out from Theory. Now Theory grabs Balor, who counters Balor. Big drop kick to Theory. And now Steiner with Edge. And now Steiner and Balor were about to have the fifth man join us. The minutes are just flying by, aren't they? Steiner has Balor up, and Steiner suplexes him. Chad Gable is going to join us now, which means Kevin Owens has gotten a hell of an opportunity to come in last in this matchup. Is now covered by Edge on the Intercontinental Champ. Theory kicks out. Gable going after Steiner. Gable looking to out-wrestle Steiner. Gable with a DDT to Edge. As Balor grabs Edge now, Gable says, I want him. Balor takes down Gable, and Balor with a double axe handle. Now Theory and Steiner picking up right where they left off on Smackdown a few weeks ago. Edge with a boot to Gable. Balor grabs Edge. Balor launches Edge into the corner. And now Finn Balor grabs the Rated R Superstar. Theory thrown back into the ring. Balor launches himself over Theory. Big drop kick into the corner to Edge. We're moments away from KO joining the mix. Sling Blade. Kevin Owens is in, the prize fighter. Balor rolls up the Intercontinental Champion. 1. Steiner. Whoa! Launched out of the ring by Owens. Balor takes out the knees, cutting the legs out of Theory. Owens is up on the top rope now, and Kevin Owens diving shoulder block to the breaker. It's Theory. Fall away slam to Balor. Edge now with Kevin Owens. Theory grabs onto the former champion. Balor hops over him again. Balor clotheslines him. Now Balor going up to the top. Finn Balor. Gable takes down Steiner. Edge covers Owens off a spear. 1, 2. Oh, Owens able to kick out. Spear to Steiner from Edge. 1, 2. Steiner gets the shoulder up. Now Balor managed to avoid a spear from Edge there himself. Balor with a chop attempt. Edge with a kick to the ribs. Gable ties up the leg of Austin Theory. Owens making a minor save there to Balor. I don't know if it was intentional or not. Edge grabs Kevin Owens, and Edge so mad at Balor with a splash. Edge with a DDT to Steiner. And now Gable throws Austin Theory in the corner. Chad Gable with a kick. Theory counters now. Theory with a kick to the ribs. Edge hops a spear from Steiner. Theory with a knee into the neck of Gable. 1, 2. Theory unable to put down Gable. Now Theory throws Gable out of the ring. Edge. Bulldog to Steiner. Forearm strike from Balor misses Owens. And off the Bulldog. Steiner's just taking too much of a beating. It's the Elimination Chamber. Falls happen weirdly. I can't say anything about it, honestly. The Elimination Chamber is like the weirdest match of the year for me, always. It's just non-finishing moves finish people all the time. It's weird. Anyways, Owens slamming Balor's head into the mat repeatedly now. Owens into a cover on Balor, who kicks out. Down to 5. If you'd have made me bet money, I would have told you, no way Braun Steiner was the first one eliminated. Owens takes down Theory. Coup de grace from Balor. Cover. 1, 2, 3. The Intercontinental Champ is gone. As Gable taking down Edge with some Olympic-style takedowns there. Owens with a stun gun into the corner. A bit of a snake eyes to Balor. Balor and Owens, they're still not done with one another. Owens with the bullfrog splash. As Gable getting Edge back up to his feet now. Balor covered by Owens. Owens into a cover now on the Prince. One. Balor kicks out. And now an Edge looking for the win. Edge looking to get rid of Gable. Spear to Gable. Stunner from Owens. Who's going to be eliminated? 1, 2. Gable's gone, and that's bought Balor some time. The ref doesn't see Owens covering him. You were already in position, ref. What are you doing? 1, 2. Balor kicks out. Thanks to poor ring awareness from the ref. Execution. Balor with a backstabber. And now Balor grabs Edge, who at the moment seems like the odds-on favorite to win the whole thing. Sling Blade. Balor. Coup de grace the chest of Edge. 1, 2. No! How the hell did Edge kick out? Good shot from Balor. Owens grabs onto the Prince and Kevin Owens. Whoa, Edge counters. Edge with a drop kick to Owens. Balor into a cover on Owens. 1. Owens kicks out. And now Balor turns his attention to Edge. Balor punt into a power slam. We are down to 3. This matchup could go any way. Any of these guys could go on to challenge Rollins or Cena at WrestleMania or on Friday. As Edge kicks Balor in the back. And now Owens and Edge locking up. Edge with a kick to the ribs. Edge with a chop now to Owens. Edge grabs Kevin Owens, and Edge, the Rated R superstar, puts Owens in the ropes. And what's Edge thinking? Oh, a forearm to Balor. Takes the opportunity on that one. Owens with a code breaker. Cover. Long history for both men with that move. Balor went for a drop kick. Edge out of the way. Now Owens grabs Edge, and Owens with a punch to the back. There's a kick to the knees. Now Edge back to his feet. Spear! 1, 2. No! And now Edge grabs Balor. Edge scoops the Prince up on his shoulders. Balor wiggles his way out of it. Drops him with a reverse DDT. Balor now getting Edge back to his feet. And Balor, right hand turns him around. And Balor looking for a reverse. 19-16 to Edge. And a dead leg to Owens. Balor now getting Owens back up to his feet. Finn Balor with a chop. Kicking Owens in the knees now, and Kevin Owens grabs onto Balor. Owens, with his old rival, throws him into the corner. Kevin Owens with a right hook. And again, Edge with a forearm to Owens. Now Edge taking the opportunity. Coming at Owens now. Edge with a kick to the ribs. 4. Execution. Cover. 1, 2, 3. No! Now Edge and Balor. Spear! Cover from Edge to Balor. 1, 2. Balor kicked out again. Owens and Edge locking up again. Edge with a chop to Owens. Edge. German suplex to the prize fighter. This looks like it's going to go Edge's way here. Balor kicking Edge in the knees now, and Balor. Oh, what a clothesline to Edge. And now Balor gets Edge up to his feet. Owens with a right hook, though. Edge breaking it up, and Edge kicks Balor in the ribs. Edge goes for a kick. Balor counters. Balor tells Owens, help me out here, man. Now Balor, no, Owens. Owens refusing to help Balor. I mean, can't blame him. These two have been bitter rivals for the last 6 months. And now Owens grabs Edge. Owens with a punch to the back. Grabs Edge. Throws him into the corner. Now Owens grabs Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens with a DDT. The Prince is down. Kevin Owens into a cover. 1, 2. No. Balor kicks out. Now Edge. Oh, Owens. Code breaker again. Stunner! Balor is down. 1, 2. How is Balor still in it? Owens grabs Edge now, and Owens. Torture rack. Neck breaker. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Balor Balor looks like he was trying to play possum there, but Owens, he knows how to do it better than anyone. Wait a minute, Balor. Dropping Kevin Owens. See, Edge holding his neck there as well. I think Owens knew, target the neck of Edge. That's how you're gonna get him. Balor went for a chop. Owens with a kick. One of these men is going to a World Heavyweight title match. Owens with another code breaker. Balor with a kip up. Pele kick. Balor. Oh my god, Balor. No. Goes to the top of the pod. Oh, he misses the crossbody. Owens grabs onto him, and Kevin Owens, same way he just put down Edge. Neckbreaker to Balor. Kevin Owens now going to the top. Owens, he's looking for the big moment. Owens, Swanton attempt. Balor got the knees up. And now Finn Balor grabs Kevin Owens, launches him in the corner. Balor chops him, punches him, chops him, punches him, chops him, punches him, chops him, punches him. Owens goes down. Balor back up to the top. Balor flies to the top of a pod. Balor crossbody to Owens. The prize fighter is down. Balor gripping his ribs. Finn, one thing left to do. To the top. 4. Coup de grace. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor challenges the World Heavyweight Champion either this Friday on Smackdown or at WrestleMania. For the first time in 2 years, Finn Balor could walk into WrestleMania to fight for a world title again. Your winner, the Prince, Finn Balor. A huge victory for Balor. We got plenty more coming up tonight on the Elimination Chamber. A hell of an opener there. All 6 men gave it their all, but in the end, Finn Balor scores the win. More coming up. We move on to our next bit of action here at the Elimination Chamber. A big grudge match on our hands here as the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, makes his way to the ring, stepping into the place of his buddy in the Triple H regime, Cody Rhodes, tonight. Cody, who is out with an injury after his match with Seth Rollins 28 nights ago at the Royal Rumble. The Scottish Warrior steps into the ring with the Viper tonight. McIntyre making his way to the ring. McIntyre in another big pay-per-view match. Former World Heavyweight Champion walking in against a man that he defended that title against almost 2 years ago today now. McIntyre storms down to the ring. The Viper and the Warrior are about to go one-on-one. Drew McIntyre, essentially the lamb being sent to slaughter for Cody Rhodes tonight. He's been sent in against a more pissed off, more dangerous Randy Orton than we've ever seen. McIntyre steps into the ring. One of Friday night's top attractions. McIntyre is here. And here comes the Viper. Randy Orton making his way to the ring. Randy Orton, former Smackdown Tag Team Champion. He's yet to win singles gold in the LS11 universe. Orton on his way down to the ring. Orton and McIntyre. Only the second time these two have ever fought on pay-per-view. I believe they fought one other time in the OS 11 universe as well, so this is a bit of a rubber match for them as well. Back in Season 1, one of the earliest episodes, these two fought on an episode of Raw, and Orton got the win with the top rope RKO. And then, 2 years ago in Season 1 as well, at the Royal Rumble, they fought over the then Universal title, and Drew McIntyre got the win. Randy Orton, he wants his hands on Cody Rhodes. That's who he wants to fight, but he's not able to do that because of Rhodes' injury. 28 days ago at the Rumble, Orton tried to give Rhodes some words of encouragement after Rhodes had lost to Seth Rollins. Said, hey, don't worry about it. No one thought you were going to win anyway. In Orton's mind, he was just giving his old student a pep talk. In Rhodes' mind, Orton was being a bully. Cody would then cost Randy Orton the Intercontinental title to Austin Theory later that night. And so now Randy Orton is here. Orton and McIntyre are going to go one-on-one. Without any further ado, these two old rivals rekindle their feud one-on-one. Randy with a right hand to the back, and Randy Orton, Olympic slam. That's a move McIntyre's been hit with before in his career. McIntyre had some battles with Kurt Angle on the independent scene after McIntyre's WWE release over nearly 10 years ago, just about 8 years ago now. As McIntyre knocking back Orton. Randy Orton thrown in the corner. McIntyre grabs Orton, and Randy's in trouble. McIntyre, reverse Alabama slam, takes down Orton. And McIntyre kicks up the knee. Drew McIntyre taking down Orton. Back to his feet. There's a clothesline. Now Randy Orton getting the crowd rallying behind him. McIntyre with a headbutt into the back. Sends Orton crashing to the mat. McIntyre gets him back to his feet, kicks him in the ribs. Strike. Now Orton gets caught. McIntyre sends him off the ropes. McIntyre. Whoa, Orton punches him in the head. And again. McIntyre staggers Orton with a right hook. And now and Randy Orton knocking him back. Randy with McIntyre into the corner. Randy Orton tries to grab him. McIntyre out of the way. McIntyre with a jab to Orton. There's a right hand. McIntyre with another right. McIntyre forearm strike. Let's go kiss. Orton goes down. McIntyre getting him back up to his feet. Kicks him in the ribs. Randy with a punch to the gut now, and Randy Orton jabbing away on McIntyre. Punches him in the gut. McIntyre now kicked in the ribs. Randy Orton. No, McIntyre out of the way. McIntyre went for a right hook. Orton caught him. Randy Orton swings around into a neck breaker. And now McIntyre trying to stagger back to his feet. Orton grabs hold of him. McIntyre answers back with some elbows. McIntyre knocks back Orton. And now McIntyre kicks him in the ribs. Here we go. Hooks the arms. Future shock to Orton into a cover. 1, 2, no! Randy Orton got the shoulder up. Now McIntyre with a kick to the ribs. Grabs Orton back to his feet, and Drew McIntyre with a jab. Orton staggers Orton. Right hand turns McIntyre around. Randy Orton grabs him again. Randy headlock punches him in the face. McIntyre goes down. There's another knee from Orton. And a kick. Randy Orton gets caught. McIntyre with an elbow strike. Knocks Orton back. Went for a chop. Orton caught him. Orton now with McIntyre over the top rope. Randy Orton goes for a right hook. McIntyre counters. Drew going for the top rope, but Randy Orton grabs him and throws him to the mat. Orton now grabs onto him and punches him in the side of the head. Randy Orton now into an elbow strike to the head. Cover on Drew. There's 1, 2, no! Randy Orton unable to keep him down. McIntyre's down. Orton. There's a stomp, and Randy Orton gonna begin those vicious stomps across the body of McIntyre. 1 more to the head. And now Randy, he's got voices in his head. RKO Claymore! 1, 2, Orton kicked out. Not many people can say they've kicked out of a Claymore. Randy Orton's one of them. Now McIntyre kicks him in the ribs. Drew McIntyre. He strike to Orton. Drew McIntyre firing away. Remember, McIntyre nearly won the Royal Rumble a few weeks ago. Was part of the final 2 with AJ Styles as Randy Orton puts McIntyre in the ropes, and Randy Orton now grabs McIntyre. Takes him down, and Orton off the ropes, kicks him in the chest. Orton with another kick to McIntyre. Drew is down. Randy with another kick. Drew Getting picked back up to his feet now by Orton. Randy Orton with a punch. And again, McIntyre. Headbutt. Goes for a kick. McIntyre getting knocked back again. Randy Orton. Backbreaker. That's a classic one right there from Orton. Orton playing the hits right now as Randy Orton now locks him in a headlock. Punching McIntyre in the head repeatedly. Down goes Drew. Now Orton grabs onto him and Randy Orton stomps the arm. Goes down into a headlock. McIntyre turns it over. McIntyre punches the Viper in the head. Randy staggering back to his feet and Drew kicks him. McIntyre with another Future Shock DDT. Now it's McIntyre's turn. Orton turns it around. Orton with the ground and pound into a cover on Drew. 1, 2, no, a kick out from McIntyre. There's a kick. McIntyre back to his feet. Runs into Orton, who catches him. Right hand from Randy. Randy Orton's got a hold of him, and Randy Orton scoops him up. On his shoulder now, Randy's got him. Randy with a stun gun into the ropes. There's a kick now from Orton. Orton getting fired up, and Orton grabs onto Drew, choking him on the mat. Referee telling him to knock it off or off to disqualify him. And now Orton looking to end it with RK. No, he missed it. McIntyre, I guess, pushed Orton away a little bit there. And now McIntyre, clothesline to Orton. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior, looking to fly. McIntyre, elbow drop to Orton. And now Drew gets Randy back to his feet. There's a kick to the ribs. Into a chop. Orton grabs onto him, and Randy Orton with Drew into the corner. McIntyre gets caught up on the top rope. McIntyre. Oh, Randy Orton. Uppercut. Oh, and Randy, we've only seen him pull this out a couple times. Going to come up the top rope with RK. Oh! Orton slithers into a cover. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton beats Drew McIntyre by the skin of his teeth. McIntyre tried to go high risk a few too many times, and in the end, Orton managed to counter the last one. Came off the top with that RKO. Your winner, the Viper, Randy Orton. And this statistic's going to baffle many, is Randy Orton's first pay-per-view singles victory in the LS11 universe. The Viper sends a message to the American Nightmare. A big win for Randy Orton. Whoa, hang on a minute! Cody Rhodes! The American Nightmare! Hitting Randy Orton with a sledgehammer, just like he did at the Royal Rumble. Rhodes gets Orton up, pulls him in. Cody with the Tiger Driver. Cody Rhodes appears to be perfectly fine if you ask me. Rhodes lays out Orton. More action up next. We move on to the United States Championship up next. Here comes the Machine to the ring. Brian Cage. Someone let Danhausen into the truck, didn't they? Who let Danhausen into the truck? It's okay, tell us who you are. Brian Cage making his way to the ring. The Machine on his way down. Looking to capture his first bit of gold in the LS11 universe. Cage marching down to the ring. Big matchup tonight. It's his first title match on pay-per-view and a singles matchup. He was in the six-pack matchup at the Cyber Sunday event a few months ago. And he's got a couple victories over the current U.S. champion, so it's honestly, it makes sense why he wants this U.S. title match, why he believes he deserves it. Brian Cage makes his way to the ring. Brian Cage here tonight. Quite clearly, I modded in Danhausen's entrance videos, if you couldn't tell. forgot that Brian Cage had the slot they were modded over. So, here comes the United States Champion, Dolph Ziggler, to the ring. It's been an incredible few months for Ziggler since becoming the Intercontinental Champion. He's been putting on the line week in and week out against all comers, and it's led to tonight where he has possibly the biggest defense thus far. It's his first pay-per-view defense since winning the title just 56 days ago. Dolph Ziggler makes his way to the ring, his first bit of gold in the LS11 universe. He doesn't want to give it up so easily. But he's got to fight a guy that he's never been able to beat one-on-one. Dolph Ziggler could go from not being on WrestleMania the last 2 years to walking in as United States Champion. So the United States Champ makes his way to the ring. Ziggler is here. The United States Championship on the line. The challenger is the machine, the champion's the show-off. Here we go. Ziggler with an elbow strike to Cage. Brian Cage grabs him though, and Cage throws him in the corner. Brian Cage grabs Ziggler, and Brian Cage clothesline. Drops Ziggler immediately. Goes for a kick. Ziggler back to his feet. There's a drop kick. And now Dolph with a double axe handle to Brian Cage. Dolph Ziggler with a kick now. Brian Cage is down. Ziggler grabs onto him, getting the machine back to his feet. Cage grabs him. Brian Cage with Ziggler over the top rope. Goes for a right hook. Ziggler counters. And now Dolph Ziggler going to the top rope. Brian Cage with a slap to the face. And Ziggler went for a double axe handle. I think he just wanted to get out of Cage's way there. He gets hit with a German. And now Dolph Ziggler rolled over by Brian Cage, who takes him down again. Cage now into a cover on Ziggler. One. No. Dolph kicks out. And now Brian Cage has Ziggler down. Cage flexing a bit here. Ziggler getting up to his feet now, and Dolph Ziggler grabs onto Brian Cage, shakes him down. Ziggler, jackknife cover. One. No. Brian Cage kicks out, and Ziggler drops the elbow. And again, that might have all been an elaborate way to get him on his back for a trifecta of elbow drops. Cage back to his feet. Cage with a right hook to Ziggler. Brian Cage kicks him in the ribs, pulls him in. Cage pops him up, drops him. Cover now from Brian Cage. Kick out from Dolph. And now Ziggler grabbed by Brian Cage. Whoa, Ziggler counters. Ziggler with an elbow strike attempt. Brian Cage runs at him. Cage turns him around. Cage with Ziggler. Brian Cage scoops him up and slams him. Brian Cage has him down. Ziggler gets caught again. Ziggler turns it into a crossbody. And Dolph with a running double axe handle to Cage. Dolph Ziggler getting him back to his feet, and Dolph Ziggler brings a chop to Cage. And again, Ziggler gets caught with a right hook. Brian Cage turns him around. German suplex. Dolph Ziggler gets caught again. Brian Cage. Gut wrench power bomb. From a deadlift position as well. And now Brian Cage. Come off the top. Brian Cage. Good lord. Moonsault attempt. Ziggler got the knees up. And now Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler. Super kick to Brian Cage. Ziggler going up to the top rope, and Dolph. Long way to go. Diving elbow. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Brian Cage. Ziggler nearly put it away real quick there. And now he's kicking the machine while he's down. Kicks the knee. Brian Cage catches him, and Brian Cage sweeps the leg. Brian Cage now getting Ziggler back up to his feet, and Cage grabs onto Dolph. Scoops him up on his shoulders, and Cage carries Dolph towards the corner. Stun gun into the corner. Ziggler falls. And now Cage trying to grab Ziggler. Ziggler kicks him in the back. And now Dolph. Right hand. Cage barely staggered. And now Cage pulls him up. Running power bomb. Brian Cage now getting Ziggler back to his feet. Cage pulls him in. Pops him up. Ziggler fighting out of the powerbomb attempt. Ziggler gets back to his feet, and Ziggler, right hand, super kick. Falls across Cage, but Cage's foot is under the rope. And you can see the disbelief and disappointment on Dolph's face there. So Dolph's immediately going to start laying back into him. Cage. Whoa, Ziggler kicks him in the ribs. Ziggler is schooling Brian Cage right now, who grabs him. Holy hell! I don't think a man that size should be able to hit a Hurricanrana, but we just watched Brian Cage do it as he hits a knee to Dolph. Kicks him in the back as well. And now Brian Cage grabs Dolph, pulls him in, and Brian Cage double axe handle. Cage going up to the top rope. Brian Cage back up to the top. Elbow drop of his own to Dolph. Cage has got him down, and Brian Cage, oh, if he can hit Drill Claw, it's game, set, match for Dolph. He gets him up. 4. Drill Claw, we're about to have a new U.S. champion. 1, 2, Ziggler. Ziggler gasping for air, just got his shoulder up. Brian Cage can't believe it. Bulldog choke. Bulldog choke is in. Dolph's about to be out of it. Cage has the choke in on Ziggler. Brian Cage knows Ziggler rolls out of it. Ziggler, right hand. Zigzag. Cover. But a rope break again. Saves Cage. It's those long legs coming into play. Brian Cage with a roundhouse to Ziggler. Cage scoops him on his shoulders. Has Ziggler up again, and Brian Cage takes him towards the corner. Snake eyes into the turnbuckle. Ziggler falls. Ziggler kicks him in the ribs. Ziggler. Right hand for another. Zigzag. Immediately into the cover. For the title. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler finally defeats Brian Cage. After struggling to put him down in singles competition for months, Dolph Ziggler has defeated the Machine. Your winner and still United States Champion, Dolph Ziggler. What a run it has been for Dolph thus far. Quite honestly, he's only been champion for 2 months, but I think with just the amount of defenses he's had and the matches he's put on, Ziggler might already be arguing for the best U.S. champion in LS11 Universe history. A big win there for Ziggler. We got plenty more coming up. The show-off reigns tall. The show-off is going to walk into WrestleMania, well, unless he makes another open challenge and loses. The show-off is going to walk into WrestleMania with gold around his waist. We got more coming up next on Elimination Chamber. We have more gold on the line. Up next, the Raw Tag Team Championships up for grabs. Here comes the team of The Miz and Omos to the ring. O-Miz, as they have been dubbed. Miz looking to get his second tag team title reign in the LS11 Universe. The first non-hardcore title for Omos if they can win tonight. O-Miz making their way to the ring. This team was essentially handed their matchup tonight by the champions. A giant of a man there, Omos, could prove to be an equalizer. Could prove to finally bring some gold back to The Miz for the first time since Season 1. Miz and Omos make their way to the ring. They've got to get through one of the most dominant teams on Raw right now. They've got to get through the Hurt Business. They won the titles just under a month ago now. Bobby Lashley and Moose making their way to the ring. A pair of destroyers. Carnage in their wake is what they leave. Moose and Lashley marching down to the ring. This is their first pay-per-view defense. Their first defense of those titles in general, actually. For Moose and Lashley. They make their way down to the ring. Hurt Business is going to be in action again just a little bit later tonight when we see MVP and Big E go one-on-one in a no-holds-barred matchup. So Now, Moose and Lashley make their way to the ring. The Raw Tag Team Champions are here. Lashley, former U.S. champion as well. Moose, former Impact World Champion. These two men, no strangers to holding gold in the LS11 universe. That is certain. Raw Tag Team titles up for grabs. Miz and Omos against the Hurt Business. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Miz and Moose gonna start it off. I'm used to Lashley starting it off for the Hurt Business. They're changing it up a bit tonight. Moose runs at Miz, hits him with a right hook. Moose with a punch to the face. Now Moose gets Miz back up to his feet. Moose with Miz into the corner. Tag made to Lashley. And now Bobby Lashley kicks him in the ribs. Pulls him in, right hand connects. Clothesline. Lashley getting Miz right back up to his feet, and Bobby Lashley. As the Miz gets kicked in the ribs. Miz grabs Lashley now, and Miz. Oh, a boot to the face. Miz already gloating like he's won the titles. Lashley with a clothesline. Flooring the self-proclaimed A-lister. Lashley now throws Miz right back into the corner. Grabs onto him, and Lashley slams him head first into the corner again. Tag made back to Moose, and the Hurt Business going to look for another double team. Miz sent off the ropes. Double back body drop. It is all Hurt Business right now as Moose getting Miz back up to his feet, and Moose punches Miz in the head and the back. And again, Moose taking down Miz. Moose getting him back up to his feet, and Moose firing away on Miz, kicks him in the ribs, knocks him down. Moose tries to run him over there. Miz firing away. Moose shoves Miz to the mat. Moose hits the ropes, and Moose, huge splash, connects to Miz. Moose with a kick now, kicking Miz repeatedly. Moose clotheslines him. Miz is down, looking at the lights, wondering what went wrong. Moose turns him around now, and Moose, German suplex. And Moose, huge clothesline. And now Moose grabs Bobby Lashley, Moose grabs Omos. Very big difference there between Omos and Lashley. About a 1.5 foot difference. Miz staggering back to his feet as Moose takes him down with a shoulder block. Moose looks right back at Omos, says, "You don't want any of this." And now Miz, knee to the back, repeatedly striking him now. Miz! Oh, Lashley. Taking the it kicks from Miz as Omos is taken down. Go to hell spear attempt. Miz still focused on Lashley. There's the go to hell spear from Moose. He didn't get all of it. He didn't fully collide, but he got about as much as he could. 1, 2. No! Omos makes the save. And Bobby Lashley. Omos taken down by Moose. Miz staggering, and now Moose looking to get all of it. Go to hell spear. 1, 2, 3. And in dominant fashion, Moose and Lashley beat Miz and Omos. They made the right choice clearly when they picked their opponents. Miz didn't stand a chance. Lashley let him have that moment of thinking he was going to get a win, thinking he was going to be able to take him down with the it kicks. You can see there, a spear to the back and then another spear from Moose. Your winners and still the Raw Tag Team Champions, Bobby Lashley and Moose, the Hurt Business. Big win for the Hurt Business. We'll be seeing them one more time later tonight when MVP takes on Big E in the No Holds Barred match. So, Without any further ado, we're going to move on to more of the Elimination Chamber. It is time for the tournament finale. In our next bit of action, here comes Liv Morgan to the ring. Liv Morgan started the tournament off against Charlotte Flair. A few weeks ago on SmackDown, she beat Lacey Evans. She has been a fan favorite for quite a while. After coming to SmackDown, she really turned her career around. She's been having a great year so far in Season 3 on Raw as it was, but now she's really turned things around here on SmackDown. She's been getting win after win. I believe she's only suffered one loss since coming to SmackDown about 2 months ago now. And now tonight, she is 1 win away. She is a 3 count away from going to WrestleMania to fight either Nikki Cross or Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title. But her opponent that lies ahead, big time Becky Lynch, making her way to the ring. Big time Becky Lynch started the tournament off strong with a win over Mandy Rose. Then she went on and won her second round matchup just a couple weeks ago as well over Indy Hartwell. That brings us to tonight. Becky Lynch has been impressive in this tournament as well. She's been impressive since her return at SummerSlam earlier this season, where she helped Seth Rollins become World Heavyweight Champion. Many have called her the uncrowned SmackDown Women's Champion, and many believe that she has went away tonight from just walking into WrestleMania and steamrolling the champion. Becky Lynch makes her way to the ring. Lynch and Morgan one-on-one. This is going to be a huge matchup for both of these women. A shot at WrestleMania on the line. So any further ado, Liv and Becky one-on-one. Here we go. Becky Lynch, gets drop kicked out of the gate. You can see her hitting the ropes, warming herself up a little bit. As Liv Morgan into a bulldog. Liv getting her up to her feet. Now Liv Morgan goes for a slap. Becky Lynch, forearm strike. There's a clothesline as well. Now Becky Lynch going out of the ring after Liv Morgan. Becky grabs onto her and Becky Lynch gets Liv up to her feet. Punches her in the head and Becky throws Liv back into the ring. Becky Lynch grabs onto her again. Lynch with Morgan back to her feet, kicks her in the ribs. Becky Lynch now fires away, spinning wheel kick on Liv. Liv Morgan staggering now and Liv with a kick to the ribs. There's another kick. Morgan pulls her in and Liv Morgan pops her up and drops her. Front hanging suplex and Liv Morgan. Don't get too cocky now, kid. It's Becky Lynch. Running forearm strike takes her down. Becky showing her not to be smug in a match like this. This is the biggest match of Liv's career thus far. A chance at WrestleMania on the line as Becky hits her with a forearm. Lynch knocks her in the ropes and ties up the arm. Becky Lynch ties the arm up and takes down Liv Morgan. Becky getting her back to her feet now. Lynch with a kick to the ribs. Liv Morgan with a slap and Liv hits the ropes. Springboard. Rolls through. Grabs her for Hurricanrana. And now Liv kips back up just to show she can. And Becky Lynch decks her with a forearm. And Lynch does it again. And now Lynch, the one posing. Becky Lynch showing Liv how it's done. Lynch saying it's all about her. She pulls Liv Morgan back to her feet. Lynch with a kick to the ribs. Becky, spinning wheel kick, takes down Liv Morgan. Becky Lynch grabs her and a kick to the back from Becky. She grabs Liv, getting her back up to her feet, and Becky Lynch with a kick to the ribs again. Liv Morgan grabs onto her and Liv with Becky, grabs her with a hair, slams her into the mat. Now Liv Morgan into drop kick. Liv with a drop kick takes down Becky, and Liv with another one. Becky Lynch is down, goes for a kick. Becky out of the way. Becky kicks her. No. Liv caught her. Liv takes her down. Slams her back of the head first into the mat. Now Liv gets Becky back up to her feet. Goes for a kick. Becky counters. Becky Lynch kicks her. Lynch with the manhandle slam. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Liv. Liv Morgan finds a way to kick out as Becky kicks her down now, and Becky getting Liv Morgan back up to her feet. Becky Lynch with a forearm strike. Lynch kicks her in the knees now, and Liv Morgan grabs her. Liv with Becky into the corner. Liv Morgan grabs Becky Lynch. Liv goes up to the middle rope, and Liv Morgan, Bulldog, takes down Becky. Now Liv's going to the top rope. What is Liv Morgan thinking here? Liv Morgan, splash across the chest of the man. Kick out at 1 from Becky. Liv Morgan's got her down though, and Liv grabs Becky for a kick to the back. And now Liv getting her up to her feet. Liv Morgan grabs Becky. Liv, no, Becky knocking her back. Becky Lynch, elbow strike. And Becky grabs Liv. Liv Morgan counters the disarmer. Grabs Becky again, and Liv throws her across the ring. Morgan now getting Becky back up to her feet, and Liv with Oblivion. Oblivion from Liv. 1, 2. Becky Lynch kicks out at 2. And now Liv getting Becky Lynch back to her feet. Hits it a second time. Another cover. 1, 2. Becky Lynch kicks out again. Becky Lynch staying in it. Liv Morgan can't believe it. Now Liv goes for a kick. Becky Lynch out of the way. Becky Lynch gets kicked by Liv. Now Liv Morgan grabs onto Becky, getting her up on her shoulders. Becky Lynch counters, kicks her in the ribs for another manhandle slam. Connects. Cover. 1, 2. Liv kicked out again. Liv Morgan managed to kick out again. Becky Lynch going to the top rope, and Lynch. Elbow drop. Becky now grabs Liv, getting her up to her feet, and Becky, center of the ring, grabs Liv, takes her down. Disarmer. Disarmer is in. Becky's gonna go to WrestleMania. Becky Lynch is a mere moment away, a mere tap out away from going to WrestleMania to fight for the championship. Liv Morgan's scratching though. She's fighting. She's giving everything she's got. She does not want to tap out. She'd rather her arm get ripped out of socket and hit and be beaten with it than tap out here. And she managed to slip out, pushes Becky away. Liv staggers. Becky staggers. Becky went for a slap. Liv caught her. Liv with a jawbreaker. Becky Lynch goes down. And now Liv stomped the arm of Lynch. Liv Morgan's got her down now, and Liv Morgan standing over Becky Lynch, who staggers. Slap from Becky. And again. Becky Lynch goes for a kick. Liv Morgan caught the leg. Liv taking her down. Liv Morgan grabs the legs of Becky. Kicks out the knee. Becky's down. Liv Morgan going towards the corner. Goes out of the ring. Liv goes to the top rope. Becky staggering back to her feet. Liv crossbody. Didn't get all of it, but her knees got Becky in the face. Becky grasping at her knees. She landed awkwardly on that one. Liv into a bulldog choke here. Liv looking for a submission win. Liv looking to tap out Becky to go to WrestleMania. Becky Lynch, though, slides out of it, and Becky back to her feet with a slap and a chop. Firing away on Liv again. Knocking her towards the corner. Liv with a counter. Liv looking to Liv dangerously. The jumping knee strike. Becky's down. Becky Lynch springs back to her feet, though, and slaps Liv in the face. Becky Lynch, forearm strike. And now Lynch hits the ropes. Becky, leg drop. And again, comes off the ropes a second time. A second leg drop. Becky Lynch now gets Liv back up to her feet, and Becky with a slap and another. Liv Morgan out of the way. Becky kicks her in the ribs. Went for another one. Liv with a slap and a chop. Kicks her in the ribs. Ends a carry from Liv. Liv turning her over now, and Liv Morgan cover on Becky Lynch. 1, 2. Lynch able to get the shoulders up yet again. There's another kick from Liv. Liv Morgan has her down, and Liv Morgan calling Lynch up to her feet. Liv. A third Oblivion for the win. 1, 2. No! He can't believe it. Becky Lynch's shoulder just came up at 2.9. Becky back to her feet. Decks her. Lynch gets her back to her feet. And Becky looking to spoil Liv's entire WrestleMania hopes and dreams. Disarmer. Disarmer is in. Liv Morgan's about to tap out. It's about to be all she wrote. Becky Lynch has got it in. Liv Morgan's gonna tap. Liv's about to tap out. You can see her. She's crying. She's begging, she's pleading with herself. She's saying, come on, whatever it takes, don't tap. She can't refuse. She's refusing to give up her WrestleMania dream. Liv Morgan, oh my god, Liv has escaped the second disarmor. And Becky goes for a slap. Liv kicks her in the ribs, slaps her in the face. Liv Morgan, the defiance of Liv, kicks Becky, punches her in the back. Liv now, springboard, win for a Hurricane Rana, punches Becky again. Lynch with a knee into the ribs, Becky with a kick. And now Lynch, looking for a cheap way to WrestleMania, rolls her through. 1, 2, kick out from Liv. And now Liv with a right hook, and again, Liv with a jab. Liv Morgan turns her around. Liv, what's she thinking here? Grabs Becky and slams her into the mat by her neck. Liv Morgan now a kick to the back. Becky's down. Liv kicks back up. And now Liv Morgan firing herself up here. This whole crowd is living dangerously. Liv Morgan drags her to the center of the ring. Liv, cover on Lynch again. 1, 2, Becky kicked out again. What's it gonna take? Liv says, come on. 4th Oblivion! But a rope break. A rope break. May have just sealed the deal, but Liv, doing a great strategy here, doesn't give up. Knee to the skull of Becky, who gets right back up to her feet. Went for a clothesline. Liv countered. Liv's got a hold of her now, and Liv Morgan throws her head first into the corner. Liv ties the arm of Becky Lynch up, and Liv Morgan knocks her back. Liv with a chop. Liv grabs her, and Liv Morgan with Becky Lynch. Running Bulldog! Into a cover now. Liv, another cover on Becky. 1, 2, 3! She had to break a new move out for it. The Running Bulldog off the ropes. But it was enough. Somehow, some way, it was enough. I think after the 4th Oblivion, Becky was running on fumes. And that Bulldog was just enough. Becky tried as she might. She succumbed to the fan favorite. Liv Morgan is going to WrestleMania. Liv Morgan is going to fight for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Liv Morgan could be 28 nights from her destiny. Big E and MVP, no holds barred, up next. It's time for a no holds barred match. Here comes Big E to the ring. He demanded this matchup against MVP. He demanded a no holds barred match so he could take out all of his frustration. No. Come on! He earned this matchup, Lashley! Jumping Big E and going after the knee. One after the Raw Tag Team Champions, Bobby Lashley jumping his former Hurt Business stablemate, Big E. Lashley doing the dirty work for MVP. Throws Big E on the stage. Clotheslines him. And now Lashley grabs Big E, and Lashley scoops Big E up on his shoulders. Bobby Lashley carrying him down to the ring, the prone body of Big E. Power slams him on the floor. Bobby Lashley now getting him up to his feet, and Lashley hurls Big E into the ring apron. And Lashley gets Big E back up to his feet. Lashley throws him into the ring post. And again. Bobby Lashley grabs Big E again, and Lashley with Big E throws him into the ring. Lashley into the ring now, and Bobby Lashley. What is he thinking here? Lashley. A boot to Big E. Big E staggering back to his feet, and Lashley, another clothesline. Lashley is just beating down Big E, as I said, doing the dirty work. It's no holds barred. so the referee can't do anything about it. Lashley clotheslines Big E. Well, the referee can't do anything about Lashley, but he can't do anything about this man either. Kofi Kingston. Kofi, just 5 nights ago on Raw, said that Big E didn't want help, and you can't help someone who refuses to help themselves. Kofi, Big E's former New Day stablemate, takes Lashley out of the ring. Kofi Kingston flies onto Lashley with a leg drop off the top rope. Kofi evening the odds so far. Trouble in paradise. Kofi. Oh no! Cedric Alexander! Big E's replacement in the Hurt Business, attacking Kingston with a chair. Alexander wipes out Kofi. Wait a minute! Bang in the ring! There's Xavier Woods! The last remaining member of New Day has made his way to the ring. Woods! Saving Kofi and Big E from Cedric. Kicks him down. Xavier Woods. No. Woods, look out! Look out! Moose! Whoa, Xavier! Xavier Woods saw Moose coming. And Xavier Woods, despite being half his size, putting up the fight of his life now against Moose. Kicks him with the Shining Wizard. Woods saving Big E. 8 defeat. Woods. Wait, there's MVP. There's the guy whose match this is supposed to be. It's about time he showed up. MVP drops Xavier Woods. And now MVP's gonna stroll back in the ring and capitalize on Lashley's dirty work. Wait a minute. Big E makes it back to his feet with the chair. Big E's gotten the chair Cedric used to assault Kofi. And Big E is laying the shots in on his former boss. This is what he wanted the no-holds-barred match for. Big E grabs MVP. Scoops him up. Big ending. Oh, hang on. Big E decides he's not done. Scoops him up for a second. Big ending. Big E getting this crowd rallied behind him. They're all saying one more time. Big E gets MVP up. Says this is what it's all been leading to. Walks him around the ring for a third. Big ending on the chair. 1, 2, 3. Big E beats MVP. A trifecta of big endings. The assistance of the New Day. Big E scores the win. Whoa, hang on a minute. Big E looking right in the eyes of his former tag partners. Kofi and Xavier looking at him. Woods. Kof. Tomorrow's a new day for all of us. Hit the music. It's the dawn of a new day, ladies and gentlemen. They're back together. The boys are back together. Kofi, Woods, and Big E, the New Day, reunited once again. We got more coming up, but the New Day has reunited for the first time in LS11 Universe in over a year. It is now time for the second chamber match of the night for the Raw Women's title. Here comes the Queen of Extreme, the living legend, Here comes Lita. Lita has been on a roll these last 28 days since her return at the Royal Rumble, where she scored more eliminations in the Royal Rumble than anyone else in the Women's Rumble. 6 eliminations on that night. She makes her way to the ring. You didn't see that. So Lita, the first woman in, she gets a pod to herself. That's a good start for her. That's for sure. Lita steps into one of the pods. Out next, this is not someone you want in the pod. This is someone I think all the other competitors were praying would get a early start here as one of the first 2 competitors. Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, the former Raw, SmackDown, and NXT Women's Champion, making her way to the ring. Shayna Baszler marching down to the ring. Of course, there is that competitor that we don't know who it's going to be in this matchup. That one mystery entry after Io Shirai's injury at the hands of Raquel Gonzalez a few weeks ago. So the Queen of Spades marches into the ring. Shayna Baszler is here. Baszler stepping in now, looking around, surveying the landscape. This is the first time Shayna's had to step inside the Elimination Chamber. Last year, she won the Royal Rumble and just had to wait for, just kind of had to wait for the chamber to raise before she could come out and make her decision. So Shayna walks into a pod. Who's next? Oh, here comes the Raw Women's Champion. Fast approaching 500 days is Rhea Ripley. The Raw Women's Champion on her way to the ring. I'm okay. I'm okay. Rhea Ripley on her way to the ring. We've seen a whole new side out of Ripley these last few weeks. She's been kicking everyone in the face. She's been showing a much more aggressive side of herself. We're seeing more of that from her tonight. Whole new look for Rhea Ripley as well, who marches down to the ring. The Raw Women's Champ is not someone you want to see inside of a pod either. This is actually Ripley's first time inside the chamber. Last year, she just had a one-on-one match to defend that championship against Charlotte Flair. Rhea Ripley makes her way to the ring, though. I'm okay. I swear. Ripley handing over the Raw Women's title, which she has refused to part ways with. Rhea Ripley looks around at one of her greatest rivals and the woman who's had her number lately, Lita. And now, here comes the Protector. Here comes Xia Li. Xia Li making her way to the ring. She kicked Rhea Ripley in the head on Monday, sent a message in her return. A real dark horse potential in this matchup is Xia Li. Xia Li making her way down to the ring. Her first title match in the entire LS11 universe. She's got such a unique look and style to her. She's made me a fan with all of this as Xia Li makes her way to the ring. She's like a comic book character come to life. It's pretty cool, honestly. Love the lightning in the entrance. But I'm a guy who loves over-the-top entrances, so what can I say? I'm the guy that came out dressed as Jack Sparrow on the beach a couple weeks ago. What? Hold on a minute! That's Bayley! The Hugger is back! Bayley is here! Bayley making her way down to the ring. former Raw Women's Champion, returned to her hugging ways. This crowd has gone electric. Bayley was injured just before the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley looks like she's seen a ghost. The role model Bayley was able to beat her, but the hugger might just stand a chance. Bayley is back. And she starts this match with the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, making her way to the ring. Bianca Belair making her way down to the ring, staring a hole through her competition tonight. Bianca Belair makes her way down to the ring, looks around. This matchup is one of those that could go any way. It's just all going to depend on what order people start coming out of the pods. But Bianca Belair looks around. Bianca Belair and Bayley starting us off. Any further ado, here we go. Belair and Bayley starting it. Bayley with a kick to the ribs, and now Bayley scoops her up, and Bayley with a Michinoku driver. Bayley going up to the top rope now, and Bayley, what is she thinking here? She's waiting for Bianca to get up. Bayley, double axe handle. Bayley getting fired up here. She grabs Bianca Belair, and a back body drop takes her down. Bayley now into a cover on Belair. 1, 2, no. Bayley grabs onto Belair, picking her back up to her feet, and Bayley with a right hook and a left. Bianca with a punch to the gut. And now Bianca Belair grabs Bayley, scoops her up, and Bianca chop blocked by Bayley. The third entrance about to join us. Which of these women is going to have the misfortune of being number 3 into this matchup as Bayley drops an elbow? It's going to be... Oh, the champ is out early. Rhea Ripley coming into the ring. Bayley covers Belair. And Rhea Ripley immediately going after Bayley. She realizes Bayley has come back to her senses. Bayley is a dangerous competitor. As Rhea Ripley taken down by Bayley, and Bayley going to the top rope as Bianca grabs the Raw Women's Champ for a back body drop. And now Bianca with Bayley into the corner. Rhea Ripley with a boot to Belair. Now Rhea getting Bianca back to her feet, tries to shove her back. Rhea gets caught. Bianca Belair scoops her up, and Bianca drills Rhea Ripley into the mat. Bayley now into a back body drop. Who's going to come out next? Here comes the Queen of Spades. As Bayley gets caught by Rhea. Rhea Ripley scooping up her old rival and carrying her around for a suplex. As Bianca just hurled Shayna out of the ring. Rhea with a suplex to Bayley, taking her down. Rhea stomping the chest of Bayley now. Bianca with a shooting star to Shayna on the outside. Rhea Ripley now shoving back Bayley. Rhea Ripley grabs Bayley, and Rhea throws Bayley across the ring. Rhea with a super kick to Belair. Rhea Ripley trying to take down Bianca now, and Rhea Ripley... There was a clothesline, but Bianca caught her, and Bianca Belair. Back body drop. Shayna going after Bayley now. Who's going to come out next? It's 50-50 shot. Xia Li out next. It's Rhea Ripley holding Bianca in the air for a suplex to take her down. Bayley grabs onto Rhea again, and Bayley. Whoa, Rhea. Rhea, like I said, Rhea knows just how damn dangerous Bayley can be. Grabs onto her, and Rhea As Shayna, a triangle choke. As Bayley thrown to the outside, Xia Li in a triangle choke thanks to Shayna. And now Rhea Ripley uses the ropes to get a neck breaker on Bianca Belair. Rhea Ripley with a boot to Xia Li, payback for Monday. Now Bianca Belair grabs the Raw Women's Champ, Rhea Ripley. Finding the counter, Lita's about to join us. We're about to have the full 6 in the matchup. Bianca kicks out the knee of Rhea. Here goes for a slap, Rhea counters. Rhea Ripley with a clothesline. Here comes Lita. The final woman enters. It's now Bayley to belly, connects to Xia Li. Rhea with a double axe handle to the back of Lita. Clothesline to Bianca from Rhea. Now Rhea Ripley grabs Xia Li, and Rhea Ripley scoops her up as Bayley. As Shayna Baszler, Bayley kicks the knee. Bayley grabs Shayna, and Bayley takes out the leg. As Rhea Ripley stomps on the arm, or Lita stomps the arm of Bianca Belair. There's a roundhouse kick from Xia Li. Xia Li going for a suplex. Rhea counters, and Rhea Ripley went for a German, but Bayley caught her. Now Bayley, German to Rhea. Lita grabs Shayna in the corner, but Shayna counters. Xia Li and Bianca Belair going at it. Bianca thrown out of the ring. Bayley goes for a kick. Rhea, gets kicked in the ribs. Bayley, headlock driver. That's how she beat Rhea for the Raw Women's title over 18 months ago. Rhea kicks out. Rhea went for a boot. Lita managed to take down Shayna Baszler, who kicks out. Now Lita. Big boot to Bianca Belair from Rhea Ripley. 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair eliminated. Now Rhea kicks Xia Li in the ribs. Rhea's just trying to stay the hell away from Bayley right now. I don't think that's gonna work for you, Rhea. As Shayna power bombs Lita. And now Rhea grabs Shayna, rolls her through. 1, 2, no. Lita with a kick to Shayna, or to Rhea. Now Lita grabs Shayna, and Lita. Shayna knocking her back. Shayna knocks back Lita. Spear from Ripley. 1, 2. Shayna Baszler eliminated. Another one for Rhea Ripley. Rhea again trying to stay away from Bayley, who takes her down with a Thez press and slamming her head into the mat. Bayley takes her down. Rhea with a boot takes down Bayley. Now, Lita. No, Bayley coming after Rhea. Bayley attacking the arm of Rhea Ripley. Bayley with a kick. Bayley into another headlock driver. Bayley with the headlock driver. 1, 2, no. Rhea kicks out again. Now Xia Li grabs Lita, and Xia Li takes her down. Bayley. No, Rhea with a right hook. Now Rhea grabs Bayley, launches her out of the ring. Xia Li takes down Lita. Rhea with a boot to Xia Li. 1, 2, 3. No! Xia Li kicked out. As now Rhea, gets caught. Lita. DDT. Lita with a DDT to the Raw Women's Champion. Bayley coming off the ropes down. Bayley into a cover. Double cover here. 1. No. 1, 2. Rhea kicks out. Bayley getting her up to her feet now, and Bayley grabs onto Rhea. Xia Li with Lita. Roundhouse kick. Bayley looking for a senton. Xia Li takes down Lita. But Lita starts to get up as Xia Li gets caught with a clothesline. Bayley has been targeting Rhea Ripley since Rhea came out of that pod. Now Bayley stomps the arm of Rhea. Bayley going to the top again. Lita grabs onto Xia Li. Bayley. Bayley looking for the elbow drop attempt. Spear attempt to Lita. Didn't get all of her though. And now Xia taken down by Rhea. But Bayley stopping the cover. Bayley hit with a spear. 1, 2, Bayley kicked out. As now Lita and Xia both getting Ripley and Bayley up. Lita with a kick to the knees. Now Lita gets Rhea back to her feet. Xia Li with a neck breaker to Bayley. Lita puts Rhea in the corner. Lita. There's the boot. Ripley into a cover. 1, 2. Lita's gone. And now Rhea. Oh, Xia Li. Crucifix. Takes down the Raw Women's Champion. Xia Li's got her pick of the lot here as we're down to 3. Bayley with a kick to Xia Li. Ripley. Drop kick to Bayley. Bayley could pull off a huge underdog story tonight and take back the title Rhea demolished her for over a year ago. Xia Li could pull off a dark horse win, or Rhea Ripley could do what she does best and retain again. We're in what appears to be the closing moments of this chamber match as Rhea throws Bayley out of the ring again. Rhea getting Xia Li up to her feet. Rhea Ripley. Clothesline. Leg drop to Xia Li connects. Now Rhea taking her down. Rhea Ripley gets Xia Li back to her feet. Another clothesline. Bayley waiting in the corner. Rhea with a boot to her as well. And now Rhea gets Xia Li back to her feet. Rhea kicks her in the ribs. Super kick attempt. Gets caught. Xia Li. Oh, an enziguri. Clothesline. Now Rhea. Whoa, Bayley catches her. Bayley wipes her out. Bayley, if she can hit her big DDT on the headlock driver on the outside, that could be enough. 2. Rhea kicks out. We almost had a guaranteed new champ. Elbow strike from Bayley. Another kick. Rhea back to her feet. Xia Li grabs Bayley. Exploder suplex on the outside. Rhea Ripley went for a boot. Xia Li caught her. Now Xia Li. Knee to the skull of Bayley. Rhea runs into her. Rhea gets knocked back by Xia. Xia Li with an enziguri again. Bayley goes for a kick. Bayley. German suplex. Rhea Ripley. Oh! Launches her into the pod. Oh my god, Rhea spears Bayley through the pod. Holy hell! We're gonna have to get more bulletproof glass out here. Rhea now dragging the prone body of Bayley from the rubble. I think Rhea just said, "I'm saving you for dessert." Oh, Xia Li with the kick. Xia Li with the kick. 1, 2. Rhea kicked out. Bayley grabs Xia Li and Bayley somehow back into this one. Bulldog to Rhea. Rhea Ripley's down. Xia Li in trouble. Bayley goes for a right hook. Xia Li sweeps the leg. And now Xia Li. Clothesline from Rhea. Bayley now grabbed by Rhea, and Rhea Ripley launches her out of the ring. Boots Xia Li. Now Rhea grabs Xia Li, turning her over. Rhea into a Boston Crab on Xia Li. And Xia Li forced to tap out. Rhea stretched her out too much, and now here we go. Ripley and Bayley. Bayley counters. Bayley grabs Ripley. Rhea Ripley. Bayley's got her. Bayley takes her down. Sweeps the leg. And now Bayley getting Rhea back up to her feet. Bayley. Right hand. Kicks the knee. Bayley. One more time. 1, 2. Rhea found a way to kick out. Somehow, someway, Rhea Ripley kicked out, and I'm not really sure how. Bayley launches her into the corner. Bayley tries to grab her. Rhea out of the corner now. Rhea, right hand to Bayley. And again, Rhea Ripley pops her up. Choke bomb. Rhea Ripley now with Bayley. Launches her out of the ring again. And now Rhea grabs the hugger. Kicks her in the ribs, and Rhea Ripley picks her up on her shoulders. Rhea into the steel. Power bombs Bayley into the steel. Throws her back into the ring. It was a good attempt. It was a cute return, Bayley. It's good to have you back. Rhea Ripley runs into her. Bayley got out of the way. Caught with a jab. Rhea with a kick. Punches her in the back. And now Rhea Ripley kicks her in the ribs. Pulls her in. Riptide. And now Rhea Ripley grabs Bayley. Locks her into the submission. Nowhere to go for Bayley. Rhea Ripley's going to WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley eliminates a whole chamber's worth of opponents. History continues to be made by that woman right there. Rhea Ripley continues to show why she is the best champion in the history of LS11 Universe. Your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion, the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley, despite the odds, retains inside the chamber. We got more coming up. Up next is the fight of a lifetime. Tommaso Ciampa out first. Former World Heavyweight Champion, United States Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion. The first and only Grand Slam champion in the LS11 universe. Tommaso Ciampa making his way to the ring. Ciampa tonight has to make it out of this matchup without being seriously injured. A tall task given who his opponent is. Ciampa wants a fight with Triple H at WrestleMania, and the only way he gets that is by making it through this match. He doesn't have to win. Triple H says he doesn't even think Ciampa has a shot at winning. He just wants to watch Ciampa suffer. Tommaso Ciampa making his way to the ring. Tommaso Ciampa, one of the greatest stars in the LS11 universe. One of the people with one of the three most winning stars. It's been a constant battle between himself, Seth Rollins, and Rhea Ripley for who has the most career wins. It swaps every other match, it feels like. Tommaso Ciampa makes his way to the ring. The motto has remained the same for him for 3 years now. No one will survive. So Tommaso Ciampa makes his way to the ring. Let's get one step closer to his big endgame goal. But will Tommaso Ciampa be remembered tonight as the 1 or the 19? Because his opponent tonight is the Beast incarnate. If you're unaware of the story thus far, if you're new to the channel, I'm sure you have many questions when it comes to Brock Lesnar. Many of them probably concern the man accompanying him to the ring, Eric Bischoff, and well, let me explain it to you. The last time we'd seen Brock Lesnar before the start of this season was SummerSlam Season 2, where he came up short in the fight pit against Matt Riddle, and we would not see him again for 6 months. Brock Lesnar from there would return on Raw and accept an open challenge from The Miz, competing on WWE television on Monday Night Raw for the first time since 2003. Brock Lesnar, we then found out, had a clause put into his contract by then Raw General Manager, you didn't see that, William Regal, in which the only way he could challenge for a world title was to earn 20 victories from the time of his return. He wanted to make it there by WrestleMania, but by then the Rumble had been won by someone else. He wasn't allowed into the chamber, and so he and his manager, his sponsor Eric Bischoff, who was paying his way into easier matches with guys like Sheamus, for example, instead of having to fight Sheamus multiple times, he would pay, and instead Lesnar would have to fight Titus O'Neil or Cameron Grimes rather than an opponent like Sheamus or Shinsuke Nakamura. Brock Lesnar now is on 18 out of those 20 victories. And he and Eric Bischoff decided, let's make number 19 and 20 the best wins we can to mean the most. And that came here with a deal with the devil Triple H. Lesnar being sent as the hitman, proverbially, to face Tommaso Ciampa. As Ciampa starts out with a couple chops, Ciampa going right after Lesnar. This has been a dream match for the LS11 universe for a long time. Lesnar throws him in the corner. Now Lesnar using his UFC background with a jab there, running his shoulders into the ribcage of Ciampa. Lesnar hits the ropes, boots a knee strike to the face of Tommaso. And now there's a kick from Lesnar, and again, Brock Lesnar grabs onto him. Ciampa staggering back to his feet. Right hook connects from Ciampa. Now Tommaso Ciampa, discus clothesline. Ciampa getting Lesnar back up to his feet, and Ciampa kicks him in the ribs, slapping him repeatedly. Ciampa bicycle knee. Ciampa going down into ground and pound. This is how much this fight with Triple H means to Ciampa. He's willing to give it his all against Lesnar, who takes him down. Now Lesnar into a cover. One. No, Ciampa grabs the ropes, doesn't exert the energy to kick out. And now Lesnar says he's done with Ciampa already. Lesnar grabs onto him, and Lesnar, with Ciampa up on his shoulders, all possibly looking for an early F5. Lesnar counters. Lesnar gets taken down by Ciampa. Ciampa now with a kick to Lesnar, kicks him in the back. Lesnar getting picked back up to his feet by Ciampa. Ciampa kicking the knees. And now Lesnar, headbutt to Ciampa. Lesnar gets a hold of him, and Lesnar throws him into the corner. Brock Lesnar with Ciampa, running his shoulders into Ciampa again in the corner. And now Lesnar hits the ropes again, and Brock knee strike to Ciampa. Brock Lesnar into a cover now on Ciampa. Lesnar one. No, Ciampa kicks out. And now Lesnar with a kick again. Ciampa's down. Lesnar grabs hold of him. Lesnar scoops him up, and Lesnar running power slam to Ciampa. One. This is a smart move from Lesnar, constantly covering Ciampa, constantly covering the leg, forcing him to have to exert the energy and kick out. Lesnar gets him back to his feet, and Brock Lesnar with Tommaso Ciampa, belly to belly, throws him to the floor. Now Lesnar grabs hold of Ciampa again, and Brock Lesnar suplex. Ciampa's down. Lesnar kicks him. Ciampa slaps him. Tommaso Ciampa punches Lesnar in the face now, and Ciampa grabs hold of Lesnar. Ciampa with Lesnar off the ropes. Went for an elbow strike. Ciampa smacking him repeatedly. Bicycle knee connects again. Now Ciampa rushes for the corner. Ciampa. What's he thinking here? Ciampa. Oh, Ciampa. Could he do this? He rolls the beast up. One. No. Ciampa looked like he could have gone for the biggest upset win over Lesnar we've ever seen. Lesnar gets him up on his shoulders now, and Lesnar with Ciampa drops him head first onto the turnbuckle. Ciampa kicks him in the ribs now, and Tommaso Ciampa. Right hand to Lesnar. Ciampa kicks him in the ribs. Ciampa pops him up. No way. Project Ciampa. 1, 2. Lesnar kicks out. The Beast finds a way to kick out, and Ciampa now he's face to face with Eric Bischoff. And now Ciampa stalking the Beast. Ciampa with a slap. Ciampa now hits the ropes. Went for a boot. Lesnar with a punch. Brock Lesnar now grabs onto Ciampa, and Lesnar looking to send the Psycho Killer to Suplex City. There's one. There's two. And Lesnar with a third takes down Ciampa. Brock Lesnar grabs onto him. Dragging Ciampa away from the ropes now is Lesnar. Lesnar Drags Ciampa to the center of the ring. Turns him over. Lesnar. Cover on Tommaso. 1. Tap out at 1. Tommaso Ciampa now powers back to his feet and punches Lesnar in the back of the skull. Lesnar was too busy not being able to believe it that Ciampa was able to capitalize. And now Ciampa, bicycle knee. Tommaso grabs Lesnar, and now Tommaso Ciampa throws Lesnar to the outside. Lesnar sent to the floor. Ciampa coming over here to the announce table, grabs the cover and throws it at Lesnar. Cleans off the table of the monitors. Ciampa grabs hold of the beast, throws him ribs first into the corner. You could herniate a rib that way. Because now Ciampa does it again. He doesn't care about Brock's well-being. He just cares about getting his fight with the game. Referee at the count of 6. Ciampa. No way. No way. Air raid crash. 7 count and Ciampa breaks the count. I think Ciampa wants to beat Brock 1, 2, 3. He throws him back into the ring. Ciampa turns Lesnar over into a cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Brock. And now Ciampa goes for a kick. Lesnar. Oh! Caught him mid-run. Lesnar. F5. 1, 2. Ciampa kicks out of the F5. And now Lesnar and Ciampa face to face. Lesnar grabs onto him and Lesnar goes for a knee. Ciampa chops him. Brock Lesnar gets slapped by Ciampa and Lesnar gets caught with a punch. Ciampa gets jabbed. Lesnar grabs onto Ciampa. Now Brock Lesnar with a punch. Lesnar knee to Ciampa, sends him out of the ring. Brock Lesnar is not a human being, I'm pretty sure. No normal man can take the air raid crash through the table and get right back up like Lesnar did. Lesnar with a knee strike. Now they're fighting on the outside. Ciampa fires away again on Lesnar. Knocks him into the barricade. Discus clothesline. Referee at the count of 4 now, and Ciampa grabs onto Lesnar. 5. Ciampa back into the ring. Ciampa grabs onto Brock and Tommaso Ciampa. Goes for a kick. Lesnar countered. Lesnar grabs Ciampa and Lesnar with another suplex. Takes him down. Ciampa's down. Lesnar into a cover on Ciampa. Rope break though for Tommaso. Lesnar getting him back up to his feet, and Lesnar. Oh, Ciampa turns it around. Ciampa down to one knee. Tommaso punches him in the gut. And again. 3rd time. Ciampa knocks back Lesnar. There's a chop. Ciampa. No! Went for a kick. Lesnar caught him with a jab. Lesnar gets caught with a jab of his own. Ciampa with a kick to the ribs. No way does he do this. Fairy tale ending. 1, 2. No! Ciampa nearly scored the win off the fairy tale ending. Ciampa going somewhere we don't see him go often. Elbow drop to Lesnar. Ciampa dives onto the beast. Tommaso getting him back to his feet. Now there's a slap. Lesnar kicks out the knee. Ciampa staggers. Lesnar turns him around, and Brock grabs Ciampa. High-low suplex. Ciampa's down. Lesnar stands over him, and Lesnar grabs hold of Tommaso. Dragging him away from the ropes now is Lesnar. Lesnar back into a cover on Ciampa now for the win. 1, 2, no. Ciampa kicks out again. And now Lesnar gets the leg swept by Ciampa. Ciampa now getting him back up to his feet. Tommaso Ciampa punches Lesnar in the face. And again. And again, no. Lesnar counters. Lesnar grabs onto him again. Lesnar, double underhook. Suplex. The Beast is in his wheelhouse right now, and he is punching the skull of Ciampa. Lesnar getting Ciampa back up to his feet, and Brock Lesnar grabs onto Ciampa again. Lesnar decks him with a clothesline. Turns him over now. Lesnar, cover on Ciampa. 1. Oh no, kick out from Tommaso. Lesnar goes for a kick, Ciampa. Oh, gets caught with a jab now, and Lesnar scoops him up. Second time. F5. 1, 2, 3. Tommaso Ciampa, arguably the best competitor in the LS11 universe, just became Brock's 19th victory. Just like that, the Beast is one win away from being eligible to challenge for a world title again. Brock Lesnar scores the win. Got a bit more coming up tonight. We're getting close to the end of the show. Brock Lesnar with the win. More action up next. We move now into one of the most highly anticipated matches of the night. This match is for the World Heavyweight Championship. As here comes John Cena to the ring. Tonight, he could look to do what he's been saying he wants to end his career by doing, winning one last world title. John Cena making his way to the ring. Former LS11 Intercontinental Champion is yet to win the world title since the LS11 universe began. This is his first world title opportunity in over a year. The last time he fought for the World Championship, Survivor Series Season 2. Cena tonight with the full crowd behind him walks into the Elimination Chamber, walks into his third match with Seth Rollins. The score stands 1-1 between them in singles matches. The last time Cena pinned Rollins was 2 years ago at this show inside the Elimination Chamber in a number 1 contenders match. But the last time they faced off, John Cena came up short on draft night. We didn't see Cena, ironically, for a few months at that point. But now that he's back, he has one goal in mind: be world champion one more time. His opponent, though, is the World Heavyweight Champion. Seth Rollins has been World Heavyweight Champion now for 168 days. He is quickly approaching the longest reign with the World Heavyweight title. If you don't understand the symbolism of those colors tonight, people have called John Cena Superman for nearly 20 years. Seth Rollins tonight, draped in the colors of Doomsday, one of Superman's greatest foes. The World Heavyweight Champion marching down to the ring. King Slayer of Friday Night Smackdown. The man with the most matches and most victories this season alone, quickly approaching 30 wins across 48 weeks. That's unheard of in the LS11 universe before. That means Rollins competed almost every week since this season began. And on the weeks he hasn't, and that means that he's almost won every one of his matches he's competed in since the season started as well. Seth Rollins making his way to the ring, the World Heavyweight Champion. This is arguably the biggest defense since winning the title. He's had amazing defenses against the likes of Cody Rhodes, 3 incredible young stars in Dragunov, Steiner, and Gable at Cyber Sunday, Drew McIntyre at Survivor Series, Damian Priest at Bad Blood, and Pete Dunne at Clash of Champions, but none of those opponents has as much experience has as much big match victory experience as John Cena. Cena and Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Here we go. As they lock up, Cena scoops Rollins up, body slams him. John Cena standing over him, grabs onto Rollins. Cena stops the arm. Cena with the salute. Rollins goes for a boot. Cena grabs onto the world champ. Rollins into an arm drag. Seth Rollins goes for a right hook. Cena kicks him in the ribs. Cena goes for a DDT. Rollins knocks him back. Seth Rollins, super kick. And now Seth Rollins the one throwing up a taunt. Punches Cena in the back. Rollins with a kick to the ribs. Seth Rollins grabs Cena, throws him off the ropes. Rollins throws Cena into the ropes, clotheslines him in the back. Rollins now getting Cena back to his feet, and John Cena in trouble. Rollins firing away. Rollins, spinning wheel kick, puts him in the corner, forearm strike. And a double axe handle for good measure. Rollins takes down Cena, now Rollins getting him back up to his feet. Seth Rollins goes for a kick. John Cena says, "You can't see me," punches him in the face. Cena now grabs the leg and stomps the knee of Rollins, going right after the knee that Rollins had to have surgery on about 7 years ago now. Rollins gets clotheslined in the corner. Cena grabs onto him, and Cena drives Rollins back first into the mat. Covering out from John Cena on Rollins. One, no, Rollins kicks out. Rollins trying to stagger back to his feet, but Cena grabs him. Cena with a right hook knocks him on his back again. John Cena, kick to the back. Cena going up to the top rope. John Cena perched up high. And the fly went for the leg drop. Rollins with a drop kick got him in the side of the head. Rollins now with a chop to Cena. John Cena now gets caught with a punch and a jab. Cena scoops him up. Body slam to Rollins. Rollins is down. Cena grabs hold of him and John Cena. With Seth Rollins dragging him away from the ropes now. Cena goes around to the legs of Rollins, turns him over. Cena grabs the leg. STF. STF is in from Cena. Trying to make Rollins tap out here. Could end the title reign early. Rollins elbows him in the nose. Trying to re-break the nose like he did all those years ago. And now Rollins, discus forearm. And a knee strike. Rollins grabbing John Cena, getting him back to his feet, and Seth Rollins with a chop. And there's a punch, spinning wheel kick. Cena just crumbles to the mat. Cena gets picked back up by Rollins. Seth Rollins throws him into the corner. Rollins kicking Cena now, stomping him into the corner. This is the lengths Rollins is willing to go to keep the World Heavyweight title. He takes down John Cena, and now Seth Rollins. Here we go, Rollins. Oh, Cena stumbles. Rollins bounces off of him, kicks him in the back of the skull. And now Seth Rollins grabs Cena, kicks him in the ribs. Seth Rollins gets him up on his shoulders, and Rollins buckle bomb. Cena's down. Rollins getting him back to his feet. There's a chop from Rollins. And now Cena. Whoa! AA! One! Rollins just kicked out at one. Double axe handle now from Cena. Goes for a kick. Rollins, whoa, dodges him. Cena grabs hold of him though. Now Cena with the champ. Rollins counters. Reverse DDT to Cena. Rollins is just outclassing Cena at every turn right now in this matchup. Kicks him in the ribs. Rollins hits the ropes. Curb stomp. 1, 2, no! Cena's turn to kick out at 1. Rollins has him down now, and Rollins gets caught by the leg. Cena sweeps the leg of Seth Rollins. There's a kick to the knee now, and Cena making sure his shoes are tied. Rollins staggers, but Cena kicks him. Rollins trying to pull himself back up. Cena gets him up. Suplex. And now John Cena with a kick to the back of Seth Rollins. John grabs onto him now. What is John Cena thinking? He grabs Rollins. He drags him to the center of the ring into a cover now. Cena. 1, 2, no. Kick out from Rollins. Cena grabs the leg, and Cena again going into the knee of Rollins. Slams the knee into the mat. Double axe handle to the skull. Cena's got him down now, and John Cena going over the neck of Rollins. Cena and Rollins now. Cena cranking back on the neck. John Cena going up to the top rope. Cena come off the top. Leg drop to Rollins. And now Cena calling him up to his feet. Cena gonna look for another. Hey, no! Rollins countered. Now Rollins counters the AA. Launches Cena into the corner. Forearm strike. Rollins looking for the super curb stomp from the top. Cover. 1, 2, 3. No. Rollins with his best shot, and Cena didn't stay down. Rollins. Phoenix splash to Cena. And now Rollins going up again. Seth Rollins to the top rope. Cena gripping his waist. Rollins. Another Phoenix splash. Now Seth Rollins, a knee to the skull of Cena. Rollins grabs hold of him, back up to his feet, and Seth Rollins kicks him in the ribs. Coming off the ropes for a third curb stomp. And now Rollins gets Cena up. Is he going to go for a fourth? Is Rollins about to go for a fourth? Cena fighting back. There's a jab now from Cena. John Cena grabs Rollins up on his shoulder. Scoop slam takes him down. Cena grabs hold of Rollins. John Cena with Seth Rollins, dragging him towards the center of the ring. Cena has him down. Cena punching Rollins on the side of the head. Rollins goes down. Cena goes back around to the leg. Cena locking STF back in. STF is back in on Rollins. Cena could get the win here. Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship. Looking to take back the title. Cena has it in, but Rollins gets him in the nose again. And in the eye. Enziguri attempt. Cena got out of the way. Cena turns him around. John Cena. A second AA. Cover to Rollins. But Cena decides he's not done. Thinks twice about it. The gun goes back into a cover. 2. Rollins kicks out. Rollins gasping for air. He just took a second AA. Oh, Cena looked like he was going to go for a third. Rollins caught him, though. They collide. Cena goes for a jab. Rollins with a knee strike. Rollins throws Cena across the ring. Back into the corner. Forearm strike. Gonna go for a second. Super curb stomp. And now Rollins to the top rope. Going for a second. Phoenix splash. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins beats John Cena, and now Cena's got to go back to the drawing board. He's only got 9 months left until he's forced to retire if he doesn't win the world title. He thought tonight was going to be his night. In the end, Seth Rollins once again pulls through with the win. Seth Rollins now has to look forward to Finn Balor at either SmackDown or WrestleMania. The Kingslayer can hardly believe he got that win there. Rollins sits back up now, holding the world title in hand. Seth Rollins successfully holds on to the World Heavyweight Championship for yet another night. Big win for Rollins. We got more coming up. Oh, hang on a minute. That's Damian Priest. What is Priest doing out here? He grabbed Cena. He was kicking Cena while he's down. Priest not on the card tonight. Slams Cena into the announce table. Priest choke slams Cena through the table. What the hell has gotten into Priest? Damian Priest gets Cena up, and Priest with a razor's edge on the floor leaves Cena laying. One title match to another. The next match is a Falls Count Anywhere battle for the Smackdown Women's Championship. This matchup comes about after the Smackdown before the Royal Rumble saw this woman, the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, tap out the champion on the outside of the ring during their title match, which led to the rematch being made. Falls Count Anywhere. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, making her way to the ring, has yet to win a championship in the Almost Living Universe yet. It's a matter of when, not if you ask me, for Asuka. She makes her way down to the ring tonight. Falls Count Anywhere, no holds barred. The winner of this matchup is going to face Liv Morgan at WrestleMania, as we now know. Asuka making her way to the ring. The Empress could be moments away from capturing gold. We've yet to see a title change hands tonight, but that could all change in just a matter of moments. Asuka makes her way to the ring. Let's bring on the champion. Here comes Nikki Cross representing the Fight Factory. Could be a good night for Fight Factory if Nikki Cross can retain against Asuka. Nikki Cross fired up, raring to go. Throws down the title. Here she comes. Not wasting any time. Cross barreling towards Asuka. The fight is on. Asuka immediately grabs onto the champion. Nikki Cross backflips out of it. Cross, drop kick to the face. Cross and Asuka coming right out of the gate with one another a million miles a minute. Asuka getting knocked back, kicked through by Cross. Cross takes her down. Now Nikki getting Asuka back up to her feet. Nikki, right hand and a jab. Uppercut to Asuka. Clotheslines her out of the ring. And now they go out of the ring. This is no. If you're Nikki Cross, I don't think you want to come out to the outside of the ring with Asuka after she tapped you out right about where they're standing right now. And Nikki Cross getting fired up. Asuka getting back to her feet. Nikki with a punch. Asuka grabs onto her though. Now Asuka slams her into the apron. Nikki Cross staggering, but Asuka grabs onto her. Now Asuka slams her back of the head first into the mat. Nikki now in some trouble as Asuka pulls back on the arm. Asuka looking to take out the arm of Nikki Cross. Now Asuka, submission. It counts on the outside this time. Armbar is in. Nikki Cross getting out of it though. Cross turns around and punches Asuka in the head, knocking her back. And now Cross grabs Asuka, and Nikki Cross sends her into the steps. But what also counts in this matchup is weapons. Falls Count Anywhere means no holds barred. Nikki's got a kendo stick. Smacks her in the face. Asuka counters though. And now Asuka with the kendo stick off the back of the head. Nikki Cross rolls out of the way. Asuka gets her with a shot again though. But now Nikki turns it around. You can see that stick starting to splinter. Swing and a miss. Got her with that one though. And Nikki Cross shatters the kendo stick over the body of Asuka. There's a jab now, knocking her back into the barricade. Asuka with a right hook, and Asuka grabs Nikki. Into the steps. Crashing over them goes Cross. Asuka now grabs hold of Nikki. And Asuka throws her at the barricade. Nikki Cross is down. Asuka with a kick. Asuka pulls her in, and Asuka knee to the face. Nikki goes down. There's another kick. Nikki Cross dodges the attempted drop kick. Asuka grabs onto her, and Asuka throws her back into the ring. Falls may count anywhere, but the ring is anywhere. Cross now grabs a chair, and Nikki Cross slides into the ring. Gets Asuka in the ribs with it. We already saw Cross's mentor, Fight Factory, Finn Balor, become number one contender to the World Heavyweight title earlier tonight. Asuka sends Nikki Cross crashing to the floor. Asuka follows to the outside now, and Asuka cover on the outside on Cross. One. Kick out from Nikki. Asuka pulls her in now, and Asuka knee to the face of Nikki Cross. Getting her back up to her feet now is Asuka. Grabs hold of Nikki and sends her back into the ring. Cross is down. Asuka. Oh, Asuka. Spinning wheel kick. Here we go. Here we go. Sliding hip attack. Asuka could be closing in on the SmackDown Women's title. Goes for a right hook. Looks like she was trying to set up Asuka lock. Drop kick from Cross. Now Nikki Cross grabbing the chair. Nikki Cross back to the back of Asuka. Again. Nikki smacking the chair into the back of Asuka. No! Right hand from Asuka. Nikki Cross counters now, and Nikki Cross. Clothesline attempt. Asuka gets her with a wheel kick. And now Asuka. Shining Wizard. Grabs onto her now, and a kick to the knee. Grabs her by the leg again, and Asuka kicks the knee again. Nikki Cross. Oh! Asuka's head collided with that chair. Asuka's head collides with the chair, which buys Nikki the chance for the swinging neck breaker that won her the title. 1, 2, 3. Nikki Cross uses the no-holds-barred part to her advantage. Hits that swinging neck breaker onto a chair. Asuka might be out of it. That was a heavy hit onto the chair. Nikki Cross is your winner. She keeps the SmackDown Women's title in hand. We have 2 matches left. Our main event's coming soon, but before that, the Cruiserweight title is on the lineup next. Second to last matchup of the night. It's for the Cruiserweight Championship. Here comes Nathan Frazier to the ring. Man pegged as the future star in the WWE. Trained by the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, but to get to this matchup, he's been a bit corrupted by the leader of the Fight Factory, Finn Balor, who said he's going to be watching him in this matchup very, very closely. Frazier took some underhanded tactics to get into this matchup. And, well, he's got his shot at Pete Dunne. He laid him out he laid him out last night on SmackDown. Not really sure how good of an idea taking out Pete Dunne like that's going to be. I wouldn't want to piss the Bruiserweight off personally. But I've only had to commentate every match he's been in. What would I know about how dangerous he can be? Here comes Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne makes his way to the ring. The Bruiserweight, former 2-time NXT champion, now the current Cruiserweight champion. I can confirm that starting on Raw tomorrow, we will start seeing, or on Monday, we will start seeing qualifying matches for an 8-man ladder match at WrestleMania for the Cruiserweight Championship. It's the Flippy title. Of course, we're going to get flippy with it. Pete Dunne makes his way to the ring. Dunne and Frazier, one-on-one with the Cruiserweight title on the line coming up. So Nathan Frazier and Pete Dunne looking to go one-on-one. Dunne has battled Frazier's former mentor Seth Rollins in the past. Let's see how he handles his student. As Frazier tries to grab him, but Pete Dunne grabs onto him. And Pete Dunne, he's more of a veteran now than he used to be. Dunne, when he came into WWE, was just 21 years old back in 2017. As there's a DDT and a stomp. Pete Dunne now, it's been 5 years since he joined WWE. Grabs Nathan Frazier, stretching him out. Dunne with a surfboard stretch on the outside. Frazier, though, rolls out of it. Frazier back into the ring, though. Now Pete Dunne. Oh, Frazier trying to come at Dunne, but Dunne knows the referee was going to have to hold him back, and so Dunne, at this point, it feels like he's schooling the kid. Goes for a kick. Frazier counters. Frazier rolls him through for a win. For the title. One. No, Dunne immediately kicks out. Frazier tells him to bring it on. Nathan Frazier gets kicked in the ribs. Pete Dunne pops him up, drills him into the mat. Now Pete Dunne showing Nathan Frazier, yeah, shortcuts might get you to the title match, but if you're not good enough to fight the champion, you're going to get eaten for breakfast. Frazier kips back up to his feet now, and Frazier, drop kick. Takes Pete Dunne off of his feet. Frazier goes for a kick. Pete Dunne with a right hook. And now Pete Dunne with Frazier for bitter end. 1, 2. Easy as that. Nathan Frazier's got a lot to learn about being here in WWE. Pete Dunne just taught him a very important lesson. Someone tells you to take the underhanded tactics to get your career started. Don't do it. Dunne practically dominates his way to a win. Your winner, and still the WWE Cruiserweight Champion, Pete Dunne. Dunne scores the win over Frazier. Main event. Coming up next, Roman Reigns defends inside a star-studded chamber matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the main event. The WWE Championship on the line inside the Elimination Chamber. Here comes the greatest luchador of all time, the biggest little man in WWE history. Rey Mysterio. Mysterio making his way to the ring. Mysterio's gotten the fortune of drawing a pod tonight for his first pay-per-view world title matchup. So Rey Mysterio enters the ring. This is his first chamber match in LS 11 Universe. Mysterio steps out of the ring. Mysterio entering a pod. Another man entering a pod tonight. The original bro, Matt Riddle, making his way to the ring. Riddle, an absolute fan favorite, making his way to the ring. Still yet to win that first title, not counting the hardcore title. I don't count the hardcore title towards people's actual accolades unless they've, like, I don't know, set some kind of record with it or something. Something impressive with it. Riddle won the hardcore title and he lost it within about 30 seconds, so I don't count that as his first real title. He's yet to win that first real championship in LS 11 Universe. Tonight could be that night, though. He's come very close to becoming WWE Champion on many of occasions here on the channel. He's gotten a good start here tonight inside of a pod. I believe Riddle was in the Elimination Chamber last year as well. No. He just missed out on qualifying for it last year. That's what happened. He looks over at Rey Mysterio. He looks up and down at his pod. He's used to being inside of a cage. He's got a UFC record after all. Here comes the champ. The Tribal Chief, the WWE Champion, Roman Reigns, is out next. Reigns, of course, draws a pod tonight. That doesn't surprise me, knowing his special counsel, Paul Heyman, the wise man of the bloodline, Definitely was going to do everything he could to make sure Roman had the easiest night possible. Wouldn't be surprised if Roman's pods are the last one to open. So Roman Reigns making his way down to the ring. He's been champion now for about 5 months, roughly. Makes his way to the ring. So the thing is, the winner of this matchup doesn't know who they're facing at WrestleMania, because AJ Styles has not made his pick yet. He's promised to make his pick by tomorrow night at the latest. Said he was going to do his best to have a pick made by tonight. But we haven't heard from him yet. I don't even think he's in the building from what I've gathered. So the Tribal Chief steps into the ring, looks around at his opponents. Reigns going to hand over the championship to the referee. Roman Reigns says, hold on to it. I'll be back for it in a little bit. Reigns looks around. He stares down his competitors. Now Roman steps inside the chamber for the second time in his LS11 career. And now here's a man who could be looking to make history in the LS11 universe. Shinsuke Nakamura, the king of strong style, making his way to the ring. Nakamura could make history if he wins tonight, because that means that not only will he walk out tonight as WWE champion, but in 14 days he'll walk into New Japan Sakura Genesis as the WWE champion to challenge for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, a title he is synonymous for holding in his career. Nakamura, one of the first men to qualify for this chamber matchup tonight. He's also scored a pod, which means that 2 bitter rivals are going to be starting us off. Nakamura's got some history with Roman Reigns. In his own right, he looks over at Roman Reigns. They fought at SummerSlam earlier this season. So Nakamura makes his way into the ring, looks around at the competitors. Shinsuke Nakamura is here. And strikes the pose. You gotta love it. Nakamura makes his way to the ring, looks around at everyone one last time. Former 2-time Intercontinental Champion is Shinsuke Nakamura. This could be his first world title tonight. I believe it's his first world title match tonight. I'm trying to cast my memory back. I do believe this is Nakamura's first ever world title match on pay-per-view at the least. So Nakamura now looks at his pod. He steps into the chamber for also, I believe, the first time in his career. Here comes the megastar, L.A. Knight, to the ring. A heavy fan favorite around here. L.A. Knight making his way down to the ring. He is the final man to qualify for this. He tried to run the gauntlet on Monday. In fact, he beat 4 out of the 5 competitors inside this chamber. The only one that defeated him was Roman Reigns. Granted, his last win over Robert Roode was by DQ, but still, he beat Rey Mysterio, Matt Riddle, and Shinsuke Nakamura clean as a sheet in the middle of the ring for each of them. L.A. Knight makes his way to the ring. Looks around at his opponents, and L.A. Knight knows he's got to make it through the long haul tonight. We've already seen Finn Balor do it from number 1 tonight. Rhea Ripley at least had some time in her pod before she won. But now LA Knight talking some smack to everyone, as he's known to do. Megastar stares at the ramp and he says, bring him out. Bring him out. Here comes LA Knight's former tag team partner. The former WWE champion, the glorious Robert Roode, making his way to the ring. Robert Roode looking to regain his title for the first time since he lost it. He had his rematch at Clash of Champions in a triple threat, but we've not seen him make it back up to the world title since then. Roode marching his way down to the ring tonight. Robert Roode stares a hole down his opponents, but first of all wants everyone to know just how glorious he is after all. Roode and Knight finally gonna go head to head. Neither man has anywhere to run or hide. Robert Roode specifically can't run and hide. He can't get old reliable the steel chair in here either. He stares at LA Knight. He knows that he's stuck inside 2 miles of steel with LA Knight. So Rude just kind of looks around at his competition. He's faced off with each and every one of these guys before, except LA Knight. And Rude just wants everyone to know he is glorious. So Rude and LA Knight gonna start off, former Raw Tag Team Champions. Gonna face off as the first 2 competitors inside this chamber. And you gotta think, a very vindictive part of LA Knight probably doesn't want that timer to count down and those pods to open up for as long as it takes for him to kick the hell out of Robert Roode. So Roode takes off the robe, hands it to the timekeeper, says hold on to that. Roode looks around at everyone. LA Knight's frothing at the mouth, chomping at the bit to get his hands on Roode. So without any further ado, here we go. And LA Knight tried to charge at Roode. Roode kicks him. Knight chops him back. LA Knight punching Roode in the face down. LA Knight knocks him down. Knight drops an elbow on Roode. LA Knight now grabs onto Robert Roode, and LA Knight slamming his head into the mat repeatedly, saying, this is for costing us the titles. This is for using me. This is for taking our friendship and spitting on it. Knight with an uppercut to Roode. LA Knight stomping on the hand of Roode. Roode grabs onto Knight now, and Roode went for a neck breaker. Knight takes him down. LA Knight, cover. 1. No, Roode kicks out. Now LA Knight stomping on Robert Roode, but Roode getting back to his feet. Roode sweeps the leg of Knight. Robert Roode now trying to go up to the top rope, and LA Knight. Oh, a double axe handle from Roode. Double axe handle now from Knight. Who's going to join us next? And next is Rey Mysterio. And LA Knight says, stay back, he's mine. Oh, but Mysterio with a crossbody to LA Knight. Rey Mysterio now coming in like a house of fire. He kicks LA Knight in the ribs. LA Knight thrown into the corner by Mysterio, and now Mysterio turns his attention to Roode. Rey Mysterio takes down Robert Roode, goes for a stomp. Roode rolls out of the way. Now Roode and Knight. Oh, Mysterio. Hurricane Rana to Roode. Knight with a jab to Mysterio, drop kicks him. And now LA Knight with a punch to Rey Mysterio. Goes for a clothesline, but he gets caught. Mysterio turns it around into a reverse DDT. Roode kicks Mysterio in the ribs. Number 4 is about to join us as Roode gets Mysterio up. LA Knight with a boot to Robert Roode, who's coming out next. Mysterio with an overhead leg lariat. Out comes the King of Strong Style. Shinsuke Nakamura out next. Remember, he lost in the gauntlet via countout. Of course, we know that the Tribal Chief is the last man in. Oh, and look at that. LA Knight broke up the pin on Robert Roode. Of course, Reigns, I mentioned that I bet you his pod was going to open last. I'll take that bet, given he won the gauntlet to make it open last. So we know Riddle's going to be next when that timer ticks down. Rey Mysterio with a snapmare to Robert Roode. Shinsuke Nakamura. Clothesline from LA Knight. Now Nakamura grabs Knight, takes him down. Roode taking down Mysterio. LA Knight wants his hands on Robert Roode, and I think at this point Roode's starting to feel mutual. He knocks back Shinsuke. So Riddle about to join us in 3, 2, 1. LA Knight knocks Rey Mysterio out of the way. Goes for a boot. Robert Roode with Shinsuke Nakamura. As out of the ring goes Rey Mysterio. Roode takes down Shinsuke. Riddle grabs Roode, and LA Knight says nothing personal. As now Shinsuke, no, a punch to LA Knight. Spine buster from Roode. LA Knight wants his hands on Robert Roode, but everyone's getting in his way. They all want their hands on the guy that beat them all in a gauntlet on Monday. Now Rey Mysterio gets caught by LA Knight, who throws him out of the ring. And now he grabs Riddle, He throws him out, and Robert Roode, there's nowhere to hide. Roode gets out of the ring. Roode is trying to get away from LA Knight. Now Knight grabs onto him, and LA Knight tries to throw him back in the ring, but now Rey Mysterio getting in the way. Quite honestly, when a man is crazed like LA Knight is, wanting to go after one specific person, I wouldn't get in his way. But Rey Mysterio just tried to. And he's going to eat the BMT. 1, 2. No! He kicks out. Glorious DDT from Roode to Riddle. Nakamura throws Reigns in the ring. Roode with a cover on Riddle. 2. Riddle managed to kick out. Riddle and Roode have got some history as well, as Rey Mysterio takes down LA Knight. Roman Reigns throws Shinsuke Nakamura across the ring. As LA Knight's covered by Rey Mysterio, but the referee doesn't see it, and LA Knight, he's just grinning. He knows he doesn't have to worry about kicking out for a minute. He was using that time to exert his energy. The fans might have started loving him, but LA Knight, he's still the same old asshole we all know and love. Just at this point, he embraces the fans. As Riddle goes for a roundhouse. LA Knight with a clothesline takes him down. And now Knight takes down Mysterio as Reigns going at Nakamura, fighting out of the attempted guillotine. LA Knight with a chop block to Riddle. Now LA Knight takes down Robert Roode. Cover. 1, 2. No, Roode kicks out. Reigns and Mysterio. That's an unexpected team up. Roode grabs LA Knight, punches him in the back now, and Roode throws LA Knight out of the ring. Careful what you wish for, Knight. Now Nakamura gonna kick Matt Riddle on the ground, and Roman Reigns looking to assist Robert Roode for a moment. Didn't expect that. Getting the bad blood between those two. Quite literally from bad blood. As, Knight thrown back into the ring, and Roode following him. Rey Mysterio's got Matt Riddle. Mysterio looking to dial it up inside the chamber. Setting up. 6, 1, 9. Nakamura with a Kinshasa to LA Knight. Mysterio covers Riddle. Double cover here. The referee, who's he counting for? 2. Riddle's gone, but LA Knight's still in. He didn't count that one. 1, 2, and that's bought LA Knight time to kick out. I get why there's no double pinfalls in the game, but it does make for some terrible storytelling, doesn't it? As now LA Knight being picked back up by Nakamura. Rey Mysterio and Nakamura almost fighting over who gets to fight LA Knight. Now they're starting to work together. Reigns gets caught with a suplex from Roode. Now Robert Roode grabs the WWE Champion. Roode gets Reigns up on his shoulder. Roode with the champ. Dumps him out of the ring. LA Knight takes down Robert Roode. Now LA Knight and Robert Roode. There's a punch from Knight. Kicks Roode in the ribs. BMT to the former Raw WWE Champion. 1, 2. Knight finally pins Roode and says good riddance. Now Knight into a cover on Rey Mysterio. 1. No. Nakamura with a big kick to Reigns. Rey Mysterio. Whoa. LA Knight with a knee strike. And now Nakamura pulls back on the leg of Reigns. LA Knight grabs Rey Mysterio. Gets him up. This is how he beat Mysterio on Raw. Torture rack. Neckbreaker. LA Knight now goes into a cover. 1, 2. Rey Mysterio managed to kick out. Now Reigns going after Nakamura, but Nakamura fighting out again. Rey Mysterio with a clothesline to LA Knight. We're down to 4. One of these men is going to WrestleMania as WWE Champion. Rey Mysterio takes up the arm of LA Knight, and Rey Mysterio goes to the top. Went for the frog splash. LA Knight countered. Now LA Knight. Whoa, Rey Mysterio dials up 619. LA Knight. Roman Reigns avoids being pinned by the Kinshasa due to the chaos in the ring. As LA Knight avoids the 619 again. Nakamura takes down Roman Reigns. Reigns. Gets caught with a jab from LA Knight. Yeah. Clothesline from Knight. Now Knight kicks Nakamura. BMT to Nakamura. 1, 2. No. Nakamura showing his resilience. And LA Knight rolls Rey Mysterio through. 1, 2. Rey Mysterio kicks out again. And now Nakamura gets LA Knight back up. Reigns into a guillotine on Rey Mysterio. Is Rey Mysterio going to tap out? Rey Mysterio is out. We're down to 3. Nakamura into a cover on LA Knight, looking to get rid of him. As Rey Mysterio working his way out of the ring. 2 count. LA Knight kicks out of the rapid kicks from Nakamura. We're down to the final 3. LA Knight gets Nakamura gets slapped by LA Knight, who dumps him out of the ring. Reigns with a punch to LA Knight. Now Reigns throws LA Knight across the ring. Roman Reigns into a cover now on the Megastar. 1, 2. LA Knight kicks out again. And now Shinsuke Nakamura. No, Reigns knocks him back. Reigns caught with the Kinshasa. LA Knight kicks Nakamura for another BMT. 1, 2, 3. No! LA Knight looked right at Reigns and said, "You're next," when he was covering Nakamura. Only he expected Shinsuke to kick out. And now Reigns gets caught by Nakamura again. And now Reigns grabs onto Shinsuke Nakamura. Roman Reigns taking him down. LA Knight watches as Reigns covers the challenger. Reigns gets off of him. LA Knight now stalking the champ. LA Knight, looked like he was reaching to grab Roman. Roman realizing he was just grabbed from behind. LA Knight, whoa! Quick ball, fast one. 1, 2. Reigns kicked out. Now Knight with an elbow to Nakamura. Reigns with a right hook to Knight. Reigns grabs LA Knight and Roman Reigns pushes him in the ropes, punches him in the back. And again. And down goes LA Knight. Now Roman Reigns looks at Shinsuke Nakamura, grabs onto him. And Reigns with Nakamura throws him at LA Knight. Knight staggering back to his feet. This is anyone's game at this point. Reigns grabs Nakamura and Roman Reigns throws him into LA Knight. And now Reigns has Nakamura. He runs into LA Knight. LA Knight dodges Reigns twice, and now LA Knight ducks out of the ring. And LA Knight, missile dropkick attempt to the champ. Nakamura grabs hold of the champion. Reigns staggers though. Reigns with a right hand to LA Knight. Reigns drops LA Knight. This match has become pure chaos at this point as Reigns slammed down by Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura and LA Knight. They turn their attention to Reigns, but now Nakamura turns his attention to LA Knight. Knee strike. Kick to the back of the head. Turns him over. Cover on Knight. 1, 2. Kick out again from the Megastar. Reigns and Nakamura locking up now. Nakamura, knee to the ribs of the champ. And again, Reigns goes down. LA Knight back to his feet. Nakamura gets Reigns back up. Reigns went for the Superman punch. LA Knight tried to get him up. And now Reigns, neckbreaker to Nakamura. Reigns with Knight into the corner. He grabs Nakamura now. Nakamura throws him at Reigns. Or throws Reigns at Knight. And Nakamura slings Roman Reigns into LA Knight, taking both men down. Nakamura with a knee strike though. LA Knight gets kicked by Nakamura. Kinshasa! 1, 2. Kick out from Knight. Nakamura with a knee strike. Superman punch attempt by Reigns, who misses it. And now Nakamura kicking the WWE Champion repeatedly. Nakamura's got him down for a roundhouse to the champ. Now LA Knight. Whoa, Reigns counters the Kinshasa. Reigns rolls Nakamura through. Power bombs him. Now Reigns is telling Nakamura to get up, and LA Knight's watching on as Reigns locks a guillotine in on Shinsuke. It's about to come down to Reigns and LA Knight, isn't it? LA Knight's just getting himself fired up. We're down to 2. The first and last man in the chamber. It's a rematch from Monday's Gauntlet. LA Knight firing away on the champ. Right hand. Headbutt from Reigns. And now Roman Reigns rolls LA Knight through. Gets him up, and Reigns drops him into the mat. LA Knight's down. Reigns grabs him, lifting him up for a deadlift. Power bomb. Knight is down. Reigns turns him over now, and Roman Reigns off the power bomb. 1, 2, 3. A hellacious power bomb from Reigns seals the deal. Just like that, Reigns is going to WrestleMania. LA Knight had nothing left in the tank at that point, and Roman Reigns is your winner. Roman Reigns is going to WrestleMania. We're going to raise the chamber now. Thank you all for watching tonight, as Roman Reigns retains the WWE Championship. I've been Xander, and that... Wait a minute! AJ Styles with a phenomenal forearm! The Royal Rumble winner just dropped the WWE Champion! It would appear that the Rumble winner has finally made his choice. Your WrestleMania main event in 28 nights. AJ Styles, Roman Reigns. Until Monday, I've been Xander, and that was Universe. Thank you all for watching the Elimination Chamber. I'm gonna go give my voice a break. Good night, everybody.